Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy, your host, the CEO. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Where the fuck is this extra echo coming from? It's your boy, your host, the CEO. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Where the fuck is this extra echo coming from? It's your boy, your host, the CEO. Hold on. There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy, your host, Rumboyz Robbie. Welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. I guess I had YouTube open on my phone, and I didn't even realize it. In all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, we have an action-packed show for you. I am redoing the YouTube studio, just so that you know. But really quick, I do want to shout out our homies over at GLD Shop. GLD, check out some of the products. You already know what it be. Dilly dilly.
Hop out in Miami with no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, no turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good bring her when you're not.
That's right. GLD. Get your GLD just like me. You know, I'm rocking that Commanders chain. We about to get ready to take on the Bills this week. You know, speaking of Bills, we got to pay some bills. Want to shout our homies over at All 22. All 22 is for me, is for you. PFF's latest and greatest fantasy football format. We'll throw out the banner. Didn't even fucking set up banners. Be sure to utilize promo code Rumboyz. That's right. Promo code Rumboyz in all caps. Take off 40% of the participation price, the subscription price, whenever you use promo code Rumboyz. That's right, promo code Rumboyz in all caps. You already know what happens. Also, I do want to shout out Big Guy Fantasy Sports Network, ladies and gentlemen. Big Guy Fantasy Sports. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, but also check out our website. Link is down below in the description. You already know Big Guys is here to run the show. We got the consistency guide. You can check out all of our weekly tools, all our weekly rankings. Taco's over there writing articles. I'm over there doing marketing and podcasts. You definitely got to come over and check it out and show us a whole lot of love. Also, Rumboyz NFL AM might be featured over there this Sunday as well. You know, a little buyout may have happened. Cross promotion. Just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe. You already know the vibe. It's your boy, Rumboyz Robbie. We about to get into the rest of the cast. First up, the greatest, the latest, best producer in the game, ladies and gentlemen, but he's actually getting a night off. Give it up for Drop the Mic FF.
I got a night off, and you can already tell.
You can already tell. I know. I'm like, fuck.
You're not used to it.
Not in a hot minute. Not in a hot minute. I only had to produce one show out of a week, and shit. Ladies and gentlemen, next up. This man is making a long-awaited appearance. You guys haven't seen him in a while.
Is this
back
Bells?
on the Rumboyz set? Give it up for David Gillespie.
What's going on, people? So great to be back. Thanks for having me back, people. I'm happy to get this show on the road. Let's get it going, fellas.
Before you go to the next person, are you sure? Are you sure, Robbie, that you want a Chiefs fan next to a Bears fan tonight?
I know,
Yes.
dude. I'm scared of you guys right now. Like, I'm currently shitting my pants thinking about Sunday's game, and it's gonna be it's gonna be so awful. It's gonna be a bloodbath, you know.
I started drinking.
We'll talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, he is the new guy on the block, the new kid on the block. Give it up for the SC Express. Choo choo.
What's up, boys? Happy Friday. Here we go. David, glad to have you back on again tonight.
Yeah, glad to see you guys again, man. It's awesome.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
For Friday. Let's go. This is going to be a good way. We had a lot of fun last night. Have a lot of fun tonight. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Clearly,
Is that your phone again, Robbie?
That was Mike's phone.
Okay, gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, stepping up to the plate, he is my co-host over at the Goal Line Goons. You can also catch him with Big Guys Fantasy Sports Network and here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Give it up. Everyone's favorite hill. You know the deal. TDS Taco.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure
Well, it might be a pleasure for you, but it's not a pleasure for us.
Is that because of what I said backstage? Like, I'm just gonna come on here male as fuck. Like, you know. Oh my gosh.
It's not a
Ladies and
pleasure,
gentlemen,
Taco.
last but certainly not least, give it up. This man's part of Rumboyz Fantasy Network, Jeff the Scout.
What's up, boys? How you doing?
Let's go. I'm mad at you for your Drake London pick in SFB, you fucker. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
We got the Joey Tribbiani of fantasy sports over here. How you doing?
Slap. Where my wicked Gator at? Oh my gosh. Gator has the night off. Don't worry. We will get him here for you guys this weekend. Slap, what's good, Rumboyz? Yo, can we just state that Slap is a freaking angel, like in disguise, bro? Like this man with the donos, bro. He just be coming in clutch, like, bro. That's the dog. That's the dog. That man got me through that Broncos game with that dono, dog. Yo, I needed that. Let's just say I needed that pregame Wendy's meal more than what the fuck you may know. I'm watching the Rangers as well. Okay. What's up, virgins? You're clearly not the one in this chat that's doing any fucking. Karam, what is good? Bloodbath, maybe if the Bears OC doesn't call the same play. This is true. Albert, what is good?
Yeah.
Mike is definitely a big Roman Empire guy. We're not doing this for the second night in a fucking row.
I have never even seen that, so I don't want to. I've heard about it, but I have not seen it.
Mike is more about the Genghis Khan Empire.
I'm not explaining it.
I'm
And
curious what this is all
he's one of the
about.
greatest imperial generals of all time.
Taco,
Bobby,
you don't
Lucas
get
is not
the
home
joke.
tonight.
You gotta.
Lucas is not home tonight, so we can't bring him on to go through that again. So we're gonna just keep moving on.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna keep moving on. Let's get into the first topic of the night, but before we do, it has been a long fucking week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's called
Work, school. You guys, some of you out there in the chat, parent. Tonight's show is for you. Tonight's show is for all of the pirates, okay, that have long awaited to watch this cast get together and get fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen, before we talk fantasy football, before we talk NFL, fellas, all together, 3, 2, 1. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do? Dilly, dilly.
Dilly dilly, y'all.
Damn,
Damn,
Mike's
everyone's
about
got-
to be the
we got
new
a
Robbie
diversity
today.
of
He's
be-
about to get lit.
We got a diversity of beverages up in this bitch tonight.
I only got one more Corona left. I didn't make the store run in time, so
Taco,
Trash.
sure?
Drizzly that shit.
I just opened it.
Forrester?
I literally just opened it for tonight.
all right.
Nice.
Good shit.
Goddamn.
Good. Which means he was gonna drink even if he wasn't gonna fucking produce. Oh,
No, I wasn't drinking if I was working, but since I'm not working, I'm drinking.
someone don't know that Mike has to drunk produce next Friday.
Nope.
Someone don't know. Yes, produce.
The show will go as Mike's alcohol flow will go. You know, that's basically how I think of it.
It's a donut. You got to do it. Mike has to drunk produce. Gentlemen, Thursday night football takeaways here on Rumboyz After Dark, the Friday night flagship show. We're going to get into a couple of you guys' takeaways. I'm going to go around the horn. I have a couple of questions for each of you. Mike, after what we've seen over the course of now 3 weeks in the NFL, does the Daniel Jones contract still make sense, or did it even ever fucking make sense? Drop the mic.
All right. So for my takeaway first, my biggest takeaway is, and it is about the ineptitudeness of the New York Giants. I almost said the San Francisco Giants. My prediction of them being last in the division, I think, is going to turn out true. There's something about this offense, and and it doesn't even have to do with Saquon being gone. There's something about this offense that I think Dable did good last year, but I think he's kind of figured out now this year. I think the offense has been figured out. I think Wink Martindale has been figured out a little bit. Here's the problem. Last night I was watching, when I got home almost in this 2-minute warning, I started watching the alternate broadcast on Amazon.
Mhm.
And at the end of the game, they said that Wink Martindale blitzed 85% of the time, which was the most ever in the next-gen stats era. What teams are going to do is they're going to get rid of the ball quick if they keep blitzing. And as long as they can teams can get rid of the ball, if Wink's going to keep doing this, it's going to keep hurting them. For Daniel Jones, they had to do it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I don't think he's worth the money, but it's the next man up. The next man's going to get paid no matter what. And if you didn't take him, you were just going to you're just going to have to recycle, maybe get a younger guy, a retread for another year or whatever. It was going to happen. It just sucked that he was the next guy up for the payday.
Absolutely. Twitter is going crazy right now. Big shouts to you guys with all the retweets. Like, I'm seeing a lot of like different retweets out there. Big ups. Mike, I agree with you, but on the flip side, hailing all this contract, it still ain't make sense. You hate someone that didn't beat Jalen, that didn't beat Dak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get your point, but I just think every team's tied. If you have a young quarterback like that, your hands are tied to at least get something done.
Yes, the hands were tied at the quarterback position. Other things probably should have been figured out. Players that are not mentioned in this segment probably should have went other places so they can afford nice, shiny, fast things that can go deep down the field and not draft those nice, shiny, fast things that can go deep down the field, wide receivers.
Or all slots.
Yeah. Everyone the same guy. No, I agree with you that their hands were tied, but at this given moment, I don't think that you can justify it if you're New York media, if you're a New York Giants fan. I think that it becomes very, very difficult for that fan base. David,
I'm going to disagree.
I would hold on. Well, I would like to ask you. I wrote them all as individual questions.
Okay. I see. What do we got here?
Do you feel that after things have gone for the last 3 weeks for the New York fan base, that Giants fans, Giants ownership should be worried? It's 3 games. You could kind of say it's 3 games. It's only September, but you could kind of maybe also begin to hit the panic button.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you guys remember me saying this, but I had proclaimed loudly and repetitively that Daniel Jones was a huge fucking mistake of signing him to an extension, okay? And they signed him for a lucrative extension too, furthermore. So they're tied to the hip with him for numerous years for significant amounts of money, copious amounts of money. They could have had another option. Sam Howell was a 5th-round draft pick. Sam Howell's playing better football right now than Daniel Jones, okay? Plain and simple. All right? Daniel Jones is 2 for 6 downfield in terms of throwing deep ball passes. That's not that good. He's 10 for 19 throwing 10 yards or farther this year. It's not very good. The identity of this Giants team offensively is Saquon Barkley. It always has been, okay? And I know Daniel Jones is a competent runner, but when he's down, they're fucked. And look at what we're at right now. The Giants are fucked.
Okay, so Giants fans.
Sorry, Taco. I don't mean to do that.
Fucking y'all need to be worried. Jeff, you're, just like our sponsors, you're a big guy, and I want you to cover a big guy right now, okay? What you say with your chest, Jeff? Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year, Cap or Fack?
No, sir. No, I'm sorry. I don't even have part of the problem with this for him is that their offense is so good. You know what I mean? Their offense is going to score a lot of points. Christian McCaffrey, he's going to get, you know what I mean, all the publicity. They're going to go to Debo. They're going to get a lot of publicity. Where teams like Pittsburgh with Watt and the Kansas City defense with Jones, those guys are going to get a lot more publicity, I think, on their defenses than Bosa's going to get on his.
I think Bosa's right there. I won't say that Bosa's better than Watt. I think that Bosa is right in that conversation with Jones.
The defensive player of the year, though, I'm going to go with Parsons, Watt, and Jones over a Bosa. I just think that Bosa's not going to get the press and not going to get that the other guys are going to get. Yeah, go, Mike.
I would put money on it that Jones gets less defensive player of the year votes than Bosa. Even as a Chiefs fan,
Yeah.
Bosa will get more votes,
Yes.
hands down.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that too.
I'll agree with that.
Is there an underlying reason for that? That
Jones sucks up the line like Warren Sapp used to because he plays the inside, but he's not going to get as many sacks. Bosa's the flashy name right now. Bosa does make the flashy play on the outside. I agree with you. I know it's not my take, but I do agree with you that Bosa isn't going to win, but I would put money on it that Jones will not have as many votes.
Okay.
good stuff.
I'll before we get into Taco and then Jeff. I didn't put Jeff's questions on here, so I'm going to freestyle one at the top of my head because I'm him like that. You know what? I'm going to go with. Oh, fuck, I interviewed this man. Yes, he's a player of the year, okay? What are y'all talking about? I don't have to believe in his political beliefs or none of that just to be like, you know what? I'm biased to this racist motherfucker that he's going to go in and go get it, okay?
Damn, dude.
What?
Robbie, be good for once. I don't have the mute button.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got
Folks.
to find some entertainment out here. This will not be every fucking bland, boring, freaking fantasy football show.
It never is.
I am going to do some shit, and I am going to make full goddamn takes. I'm standing by my goddamn God.
Robbie, will you please? Okay, even though I'm not producing, I am still going to produce. Please give Taco his question.
I got this. Taco. This one is bold.
Hollywood's in the chat.
It's a bold question for a man that has gone on record with a lot of bold predictions. I love that this is coming to you because you have luck with this type of thing.
Oh, God, I know where
Is this the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl year, or do they choke like always?
I have the perfect answer to this. But before I get to it, I have one thing to say to David.
What's that? Oh, God. What did I do?
At least he's not Justin Fields.
What do we got to do?
Oh!
That's just, you know what?
Shots fired!
It's like,
Hollywood, what's up?
What's up, Hollywood?
Good, brother.
My boy, Hollywood.
It's
Now-
like, I mean, that was just a ruthless shot to my fucking nuts right there, honestly. You know? That was just,
the whole time you were going, I was like, "Oh, I have one ready." Like, you know,
dominatrixes would study your approach right there with that fucking shot to my nuts. Okay, honestly, that hurt, man. Damn.
Go ahead, Taco.
But like, this is what they call the perfect storm. All these teams now have spent massively on quarterback. All the money has gone to the quarterbacks. And guess what the 49ers have? Like the cheapest quarterback in the league.
Yeah, that's right.
And now last year, everyone was like, my Glock Purdy, my God. Can Robbie get off this guy? Can Robbie let him breathe? Because my God, he's sweating him. He's sweating him. And then you watch him.
He's murdering it right now.
He just keeps on playing and playing and playing. And then last night you watched that throw to Debo that he had, and it's just like, well, when you got a defense, when you got Shanahan, when you got the best weapon in football and Debo Samuels, you know what I mean? Like, my God, Christian McCaffrey is on full-on display of everything he can do, and then you compliment him with moving Debo around, putting Debo out, and now the combination of the two of them got
sponge blocks from the offensive line. Trip Williams going up there and laying the fuck out of linebackers.
Oh my God! And do you see how huge Williams is compared to everyone else? He's just sitting there like, boy, if you don't know, get out our way.
You see him punch Ashawn Robinson too?
Oh, bro, I don't know how he's in the game. I mean,
did you see that? Did you see what Herb Street said? That, and it's funny. It's funny that you brought up the amount of money he's making. Taco. Herb Street brought up that he would have made more money if he was undrafted.
NIL.
No, if he was undrafted.
What is that?
And he was only one pick. If he would have made more money if he was an undrafted rookie.
Bro, literally, that is the saving grace for Trey Lance. And when you look at the way this team is constructed right now, it is like, you know, when Thanos says there needs to be balance, this is the opposite side of the QB heavy build. This is the QB light build where I'm paying everybody else, and now my QB is competent. Like, how the fuck are the Eagles going to sit there and stop this? The Eagles defense hasn't looked that great this year, and we're going to see this match live. And I find it very hard to see a team right now that are going to beat the 49ers unless Patrick Mahomes gets himself a weapon. If Patrick Mahomes gets himself a weapon, then it's a little bit different.
Can I ask one quick question to Taco real quick?
Get you fucked up. What's up, David?
Who's your MVP on that San Francisco 49ers offense right now? Brock Purdy or CMC?
Fuck, David.
No. Okay, that's it? Okay.
No, don't answer it.
Taco.
Oh, I heard him say it. He said CMC.
Take a sip. There you go. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay.
Jeff.
Sorry.
Who is right now? This team has a lot of stars, just like the state of California just naturally would. It's hot, and this team is hot. But who is, the hottest player, the MVP of this team?
Well, I think it's got to be the player who should be named maybe the best all-around player in football, and it's Deebo Samuel. I don't think this team would be as efficient as it is without Deebo, because Deebo can run. Deebo can play all three wide receiver positions. He's always all over the field. Even without Ayuk last night, and everyone knew they were going to go to Deebo, Deebo still did his thing. Like, yes, CMC is electric. Yes, CMC can do a lot of things. But I think that offense truly runs through Deebo. When they go through RPOs or they do checks, it's based on what happens on the side of the ball where Deebo's at. To me, he's the best all-around player in football, and we saw it on display like last night. We definitely saw it against Pittsburgh. They couldn't do anything to stop Deebo. And I think it's got to be Deebo. But I also think there's a caveat to that. I think there's another player who could be the MVP of this team. We're all talking about Bosa. Fred Warner runs that defense.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. What is that?
Taco!
What is that noise? Is that your microphone?
That's Taco's feedback.
You get, there's a lot of static coming from your microphone, Taco.
Whenever
like
you
a
move,
lot.
Whenever you move. Yeah, it's doing it right now. It's doing it now. It's doing it when you wave it.
I mean, don't make it worse.
Oh, God.
Idiot.
Mute him.
I can't hear you. Unplug it and plug it back in.
Yeah, I plug it back in, dude. Plug it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's acting a fool right now. Yeah.
Go, Jeff.
But that was pretty much the end of it. Was, for me it was Deebo, but I think you also got to look at Fred Warner. Fred Warner is he's the NFC version of Nick Bolton. That defense, even Nick Bosa gets so much credit, but Fred Warner is out there flying around the field. He is an absolutely elite linebacker. And let's not forget, Fred Warner was a 5th-round pick. This guy came out of nowhere, and DeMeco Ryans picked him. And DeMeco Ryans groomed this guy before he went over to Houston, and he's absolutely doing a phenomenal job. Yeah. He's definitely undercredited. But for me, the MVP is Deebo.
It is amazing what they've done with their later picks. They've saved their butts.
Yeah. Well, that's why they got extended today, or was it today or yesterday? Both Lynch and and Shanahan. I just want to respond to, I think Leafs defense said Deebo runs 3 routes. That, I'm going to be real, Deebo's so special, it doesn't fucking matter. He can just box people the fuck out, and it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? He's so physical. It doesn't matter.
Nope, doesn't. To this comment, hey, you're an asshole. All right?
He fucking hates the Commanders too, man.
And just, and don't worry about a damn thing, because you know what? 3-0's coming, baby. 3-0's coming.
Commanders are for real, man. I like them this
Before
year.
you give your take, I want to say something.
What's
if
up?
we get a dono, I'm down on this.
If we get Brett, if we get a dono, Mike's getting fucked up. Pittsburgh didn't struggle with Debo. They got murdered by Ayuk. This is true. This is true. Yes, Sam Howell looks amazing.
He looks
Trent
good.
Williams definitely MVP of that team.
Why
especially
not?
when he's
You know?
fucking blocks. Taco, use your brain challenge. That's a fucking challenge within itself.
It's-
He's back working. He's back
There you
working.
go.
Okay. This is a very intriguing. We're gonna get into the next topic.
Maybe he's not. He's
What's your take? What's your take, Robbie, on the
For,
game?
for last night.
Just in general.
I think that last night was absolutely fucking atrocious from the New York Giants standpoint. I think that Daniel Jones held onto the ball entirely too long. I think that last night was a great example if you have young sons as to how not to fucking play the position of quarterback. I think that there's a glaring need at receiver. What some of the things that we were saying about the Chiefs in week 1, but how I counteracted that, we're like, oh, they just need to shake off Russ, et cetera, et cetera. There's a way they can make these things work, et cetera, et cetera. There is not that capability with you, New York, because you're not Kansas City. And you don't have a Patrick Mahomes. So if you want to be able to compete with the best of the best in this league, you want to compete with the other 31 teams around this league and not look like you're possibly looking for Caleb Williams in the draft or Drake May, then honestly pull your fucking pants up, give your nuts a tug, and get after it, because you can't win football games this way.
Put
San
in
Francisco,
comment
my
up.
Super Bowl pick.
Put in
that's what we
comment
call
up.
tough love.
I
baby.
got something to say about this. No,
Wait,
Aiden's above it. Me and Robbie were all over Sam Howell all summer. You weren't the only one.
I'm killing his
your
fucking mic.
mic,
I'm
dude.
killing his mic. He's done. That shit is toast, bro.
I can barely hear when it goes on.
I don't know. That sounds so bad.
He's
you
like,
might
I love
need
how
my
he's
mic.
looking at it like it's gonna fucking change it. Like, motherfucker, unplug it or hit a button or something.
Well, I see you eating food. There's no food caught in it, is there? I mean,
No, I think part of it is he's eating and the mic's. He thinks the mic has no echo thing on it, but it's actually picking up.
He can't
into
hear
it.
his own self. Yeah.
He can't hear the echo.
he
So
might
when-
need to record himself on outside of the show and
When
see
he's
if it works,
eating,
you know?
because part of it was when he was eating, you could hear it through the mic.
So hold on with this comment. All right. So yes, I was on record when we
Kind of.
first drafted him. I did change my tune after he beat the dog shit out of the Carolina Panthers last year, the North Carolina Panthers, because South, you ain't got no damn team.
Yeah, sadly, it's true.
It's the truth. So yes, I did say that. Further research and a quarterback going out on the field in a real NFL game and proving that he can do the damn job, that changed that take. I'm an analyst. I'm allowed to analyze and go from there. Duh. That's part of the job. I want to get into this next topic. I have been itching to scratch this topic.
Cover boy.
Yes, we are getting into our cover athlete of the night. I've been honestly, whether this was a cover athlete or not, this was going to end up being the second topic of the night. Do not reveal your game winner during your take.
Okay.
We'll do that at the end once everyone has gone. Pure analysis inside of this game. The Chargers and the Vikings, both 0-2. Who needs this win more and why? Jeff, you start.
For me, I think it's got to be the Chargers. I think Minnesota is in a division where it still can be up for grabs. Okay, they started 0-2. Not a big deal. Like, the division's kind of up and down. But for me, it's the Chargers. If they fall to 0-3, that is a big hole to climb out of when Kansas City will figure it out. Denver seems to be moving things around. We're never really sure what Las Vegas is going to do. But being 0-3, and first of all, let's talk about this in a different sense. If Chargers go to 0-3 and you've got Herbert, yes, Eckler's out. I'm not counting that at this moment. But you have Herbert, Eckler. You've got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Quentin Johnson. If you go to 0-3, how does Brandon Staley keep his job through the rest of the season?
Seriously.
That's
Preaching the truth.
Taco.
I'm good.
Oh, wait. Let me unmute you. Let's see if you got this working. He usually gets this right.
No, it's been unmuted.
There we go. Yep.
We've been
What's
riding. All right. I think this one is pretty much the Vikings. You know, as much as we want to try and pretend like, you know, the Chargers are going to be over after this game, but I mean, the Chargers signed Herbert. He's long term there. He's set up. They have their team. They're going to roll. Maybe the coach changes a little bit. If the Vikings keep losing like this, does Kirk Cousins even stay on this team for the end of the? You have the Jets sitting here clamoring and begging practically for a quarterback. At what point do you say of the Vikings, if they lose this game and you can't compete against this, do you just say, hey, you know what, this team is just not good enough? We already gave up on Dalvin Cook. There's a great quarterback class here. Let's just make the move and move off of Kirk, get something for him. The Jets, like I said, once again, even if they lose this game versus the Patriots, I still think they would put in the draft capital necessary. And with the Rodgers restructuring, I think they should have the cap space necessary to make a move like this work. So I think this is more pivotal for the Vikings because it could basically change the face of the direction of this franchise for the rest of this season.
Okay.
Fuck
Jets
them.
have 10 million in space, by the way.
Picked up so much love today since A-Rich is out. Kellen Moore, Cook, Brandon Staley, and the terrible Kellen Moore play calling offense. Kellen Moore is overrated as fuck. I'm glad he's gone. Jeff.
First of all, shout out to both the guys that went ahead of me because I took notes on both sides of this argument, and you guys nailed about every point that I had come up with. So shout out to both you guys. My gut feel, it's the Chargers. They really need to win this game. Jeff touched on it. I think the coach is in real trouble. They've got the Raiders next week and then a bye, and then they got the Cowboys and Kansas City. I think if they lose this week, that Staley could be out. So I'm going to just kind of add that on to the great arguments that went on ahead of me. Yeah, go David.
So there have been 4 teams that have made the playoffs after starting 0-3 in NFL history: the 92 Chargers, the 95 Lions, the 98 Bills, and the 2018 Texans. I don't think the Chargers would join that crew if they were to lose their next game. I think this would be donezo. And the reason why is because, ironically, Brandon Staley's specialty is coaching defense. And this fucking defense sucks ass, okay? They can't stop a run defense. They can't stop a run game to save their life, honestly. It's absolute unbelievable trash. Khalil Mack is past his prime, I believe. You do have Joey Bosa, who's starting to get healthier slowly but surely, because he's been plagued with injuries. But the J.C. Jackson trade has gone down the shithole since he's been here. It's been nothing but disaster. Nothing but disaster for the Chargers defense. I think it's all incumbent upon them. There's going to be wholesale changes with that defense, with the coaching staff, with the Vikings. If they go 0-3, yeah, Kirk could maybe be moved on from, but that's it. No one else is been there for a long time, unless you're counting Alex Madison, that could potentially be gone from that team. Everyone else is safe. Kevin O'Connell's job, no matter what happens, is going to be safe, even if they fall to 0-3 this year. So I'm going to choose the Chargers for this one.
Well, the Chargers also ruined ASJ. He went from a number 1 cornerback to barely playing nickel.
Yeah.
And how are you a defensive coach?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you had one of the best prospects to come out and corner in that draft class, and you can't even get him to keep a number 1 spot.
Amen, brother. Dude, honestly, he's filthy, and he's fucking ruined that defense beyond repair, it feels like, almost.
Mike?
All right. Before I do my take.
Yo, Nick!
Taco and Robbie, make sure you look what I put in the private chat. I know it's not NFL related, but make sure you look.
Yeah, I just saw. That's why I just chugged the rest of that. You just saw me slam that motherfucker.
Okay, so
look at the Irish, babe. Look at the Irish.
I just got the alert. As much as I want to say that the Vikings are going to hurt if they lose this game, because it will hurt the Vikings. I agree with what Taco is saying about Kirk Cousins. My answer is the San Diego Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yes, I'm saying San Diego, and I don't care. Here's the reason. Jeff is 100% right about Brandon Staley. Mm-hmm. David is 1,000% right about the defensive side of the ball being Brandon Staley's fault, because that's part of what I was going to bring up. But what I want to bring up is I listened to a little bit of San Diego sports radio the other day, and there is people that think down there that are connected, into the community of the Chargers, not random callers, that think this can set back the team 3 to 5 years if this does not work coming up.
Whoa.
Because of the fact of Staley probably being gone. This could go into the front office, and they think it could be a clean house sweep at the end of the year if Staley doesn't make it. Wow. And they're even saying that if Kellen Moore's play calling doesn't change, what everyone thought could – and Robbie, I said this last year. I thought Staley wasn't going to make it out of last year, into the season, right? But I said Kellen Moore could be the next head coach, right?
Yeah.
What people are saying is if Kellen Moore's offensive doesn't work, like Scout said about, having QJ and having Eckler and having all them, that Kellen Moore might be clean sweeped out of the building at the end of the year too.
That's wild.
And it might not even be Kellen Moore getting the job.
I mean, and then when you kind of look at the fact that when you kind of look at the fact that Dallas isn't having the turnover issues so far right now, from Dak, it makes it very easy to be like, oh, well, motherfucker, maybe you were the problem with some of those turnovers. Maybe it was your style of offense, your style of play. Oh, you can't even get our guys together. And it looked like, well, those guys last year were struggling when they probably didn't even need to be. So, yeah, to compound all those issues, because this is a copycat league. This is a league that everyone watches, everyone. All the rich billionaires are in their fucking pit houses in their boxes, and they're all talking, and they're like, well, you need to get rid of this guy because I see what he did for you. Oh, I see what your offense did. Now we're going to start running that exact same play. It's a fucking copycat league. It's the way that it works. So give me 1 second, Jeff. With that being said and stated, it is 100% the Chargers. I felt that with Kellen Moore, Justin Herbert could have been MVP. Guess who the fuck donated to Vegas? This guy. It's 2 games in. Anything can happen. Your MVP typically isn't the person on, usually the most unbeaten Super Bowl worthy team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. 49ers make it to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry to tell you guys, 49ers fan, Brock Purdy is not fucking being the league MVP. With that being said and being stated, it's looking really bad for you Chargers. You should be worrying. Should you beat Minnesota, take it with a grain of salt. It's going to be about your next one in regards to whether or not everyone keeps their jobs. What were you going to say, Jeff?
I just had a question for Mike. Since you're down there and you're hearing it, if they drop to 0-3, does Keenan Allen get moved?
Could happen.
I think it would have to be the right move.
It would have to be.
I think it would have to be the perfect deal. But I do agree. I don't think Staley makes it out of the year if they go 1-5, 1-2, 2-5.
Yeah.
And I mean, who knows what happens with Denver and Vegas? I mean, I'm not as high on Vegas as some, but I just don't. The problem is everyone thought that this was the year that they were going to get close to the Chiefs. A couple people on this podcast right now thought that the Chargers were going to win the division. And if they don't even get close, there's no way Staley finishes the year.
Do you think
they might want to get younger too with Keenan Allen? Moving
What was that, SC?
Do you think they'll cut him loose this year and let Kellen Moore have a shot to finish out the year, maybe? To see
not if Kellen Moore continues. Not if Kellen Moore continues, I don't think.
Yeah, that would be a dumb decision. Why am I going to give the reins over to the guy that's already running this shit into the ground in the first place, along with the guy?
They might not have a choice. They might if they do, it's because I don't know if they do. Okay, the one thing that is and Scout is on the West Coast enough to understand this, and Robbie knows. It's just being on the West Coast. We hear this all the time. Yeah, the one thing that is true about the Chargers is no one likes, even if you're a Charger fan, no one likes how the Spanos family runs that family. Or runs the team.
Hell no.
AG Spanos will do something wild, and he will boot Staley, and he'll take like the linebackers coach and make him the head coach.
He'll pull Jim Irsay.
Like he will pull another coach who shouldn't be the head coach for the rest of the season and then use him as the scapegoat, even though he failed originally. Although I think all of us on the podcast, I know we got to get to the next topic. I don't think any of us thought Brandon Staley was the correct answer in the first place.
Yo, what the fuck you been drinking, Aiden?
I initially
What
thought it
have you
might have
been
been a good
drinking?
hire, but I slowly changed my
Mike, get your
thought
fucking
process
boy.
after the first season.
Huh?
Mike, get your fucking boy. Get your boy in the fucking chat, Mike. Get your friend.
Aiden!
Friend.
Aiden!
Get
I
your fucking
picked your
friend.
Jaguars to win last year and you pulled this shit? What the fuck?
Let me at him. Let me fuck at him. Let me fucking.
The Broncos caused Robbie almost to have a hernia or a freaking a hemorrhoid last week, and you're going to say they're going to win the division? Sean Payton's not winning the division. He's saying that his quarterback has to wear a wristband because he can't get the play out in time, and you think he's going to win?
Don't worry, I wasn't gonna get no hemorrhoids or nothing because she made sure that.
Oh, shut up!
My one was making this side clean. The other one was trying to make sure this side was clean. If you know what I'm saying.
This is a family show. Get it right.
A lot more hemorrhoids talk in this show than I would have expected.
I'm old.
It's squeaky clean on both sides, front and back.
God, oh God.
Me and SC are older than all of you.
Don't worry, it was the Broncos fan that was getting the salad. The Giants fan was, the Broncos aren't getting Shador. I have a weird theory about where Shador goes.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that.
I'll say that.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
We have plenty of time in the off season.
It reminds me of Gensai and the Nets. Spanos is a terrible owner. I can't believe I just pronounced that wrong, and I'm Hispanic. Holy fuck.
He fucking sucks.
Odd for a team that lost to the 2023 Raiders. Exactly. Sean Payton low-key hates Russell Wilson. There's nothing low-key about that. Bro, the way that the fans were acting yesterday, they're like, yeah, we know we don't exactly have like the best of both worlds. One thing doesn't go with the other. I want to get into the next topic here. I want to be informative. I got to be funny for a little bit. I want to be informative.
Let's go.
It is one start, one sit. I will give you a third. That is not going to be your low-hanging fruit. It is going to be your flex position. Who do you want people to flex? I am going to set off my start and sit.
Robbie, before you do this, do you want to go around and say who we think is going to win the Vikings game?
Oh, wait. Yes. Really quick. Here's how we're going to do it. Drink if you think the Chargers win. Kill if you think the Vikings win.
Drink if Chargers?
Drink if Chargers win.
Okay. I'm drinking.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
We're asked.
I know.
We respect everyone.
I'm a good young Christian boy,
You live in
Yeah.
Seattle. That's a lie.
I haven't been to church in like 15 fucking years, actually. So.
Whoa! Slap! Pause. That was crazy. Oh my gosh. I love our chat. I'll never trade my chat for anyone else's YouTube chat.
It's the best.
Thank you, Taco, for getting me that link. I'm so excited. We'll reveal that later on. So one start, one sit, and then your must flex play for the week. First, I will start with my sit because I know this is going to disappoint a lot of people right now, especially because I was beating the drum on this running back early into the year. This running back talent down there in the South, this man is right now only averaging 2.7 yards per carry, which completely is dog shit. It is booty hole and not the good booty hole. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no other than Dameon Pierce. When you're averaging 2.7 yards per carry and you can't even get past the line of scrimmage, I think that it's time we consider benching him. My must start for the week. I am going to stay on the trend of running backs. Let's all remember, since 2018, this channel used to be a running back heavy channel until we faded it and started going receiver heavy. Showing love to the running backs in a classic Rumboyz style. Give it up, many men. Wish death upon me. Brian Robinson, ladies and gentlemen, back from the dead, Dalton rising like the Undertaker. He is ready to just stiff arm. Choke slam a motherfucker right through some AstroTurf, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. Brian Robinson is your must start. And as for your flex, I am not going to keep it on the running backs. Okay. I do have this man. I'm fortunate enough to be deep enough at wide receiver to where I'm enjoying having this as a flex option. I'm enjoying having this as a flex option right now. And ladies and gentlemen, that is no other than I'm trying to decide actually now where I want to go because I just built that the fuck up and I saw someone else. I saw someone else and I was like, oh wait, that's sexy. You know what? Let me go ahead and let me toss. I'm gonna keep it with the running backs. I am gonna toss Tyler Algier. I'm just gonna go running back heavy all in one fucking segment.
Okay.
Give me Tyler Algier. The way that the carries are being split into that backfield, he's the perfect flex option. He's getting a fair enough work amount to where he's putting up fantasy points and not affecting the fantasy points that Bijan is still giving to Bijan managers. Give me Algier. Mike.
Dig it.
Mike.
I will say right now, you're an asshole. Because when I saw this,
in the chat, see?
Yep.
Hi, Mike. Hi, son.
When I saw this in the show sheet, I literally wrote down Damian freaking Pierce as a sit. So I am going to go my sit last so I can plan what I need to do here. My start of the week is actually a streaming quarterback, and it's going to be kind of a surprise. The team that he's going against is dead last in fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks. And that is give me Baker freaking Mayfield as a streaming option against the Philadelphia Eagles.
You know what? That's ballsy, but I dig it. I really fucking dig it.
At flex, a wide receiver on this team has already been ruled out. He is a rookie wide receiver. He has been getting the targets. He wears the purple. Give me Zay freaking Flowers.
Oh, yes. Make me more excited. Me so horny.
And at sit, I am going to sit. Where's it at? I have it right here. Because this team, even though their quarterback loves massage parlors, their defense likes to shut down wide receivers.
I hate you.
You are sitting DeAndre Hopkins.
I hate you.
Yes. Yes.
That was my pick. I hate you, Mike.
Well, you can thank Rob. He took Damian Pierce.
Absolutely. You don't exactly just get, you don't. Did y'all see what happened after a motherfucker got shot 9 times? He made the greatest rap album in the fucking history of hip hop. Highest selling rap album ever. Like, he's on a final lap tour and bringing out Nas and shit. B-Rob is 50 Cent of the NFL, okay?
Yeah, he was only shot once.
He was shot twice.
Oh, well, that's still 5 times less than 50.
You get shot, okay? You get shot. You tell me how you feel. Mike Evans got Baker Mayfield looking like a ghetto superstar. That is what you are. Mike, really quick, before I go into David's take, do you think the Bucks have the ability to cover?
What is it at?
Fuck! I should have looked before I asked you a question.
-5. -5.
Yes, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I would not be upset if someone took it.
Yep, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna do it. D Hopkins. I think it's time for him to retire. That's 2 times more than me. I've been shot at before. I've been shot at. I've been stabbed like this hand. Fucking literally, dude got in a knife fight. Dude, fucking. I tried to defend and deflect away and slipped my shit right open. And I came right over with that right hand and knocked him the fuck out. Young Robbie when he was 23 years old. David, I know that you're not a fantasy analyst. Do you have anything to say or?
Yeah. I got some stuff to say.
Spit some facts.
Yeah, I'll try to see what I could dabble with this shit. I'm gonna go start. I'll say Tony Pollard against the Cardinals. I like this situation. The Cardinals' run defense isn't particularly great. They don't really have much of an identity in that front 7. I think this is the time where Tony Pollard balls out. He certainly shined, I think, a fair amount in Week 1 up against the Giants with 70-plus yards rushing and 2 tutties. I think this is the time, honestly. As for a
identities, really quick, speaking of identities, when you had to go to the DMV and get your license picture snapped, Did they ask you what your identity was after the flash? Just displayed a fucking ghost behind you because you're so pasty.
I know. I think they checked me as albino on my fucking driver's license. If I remember that
what's
right.
funny is I do not know what that background is behind him.
Oh my god!
But that
It's the Bears getting yanked apart.
No, but the background makes
I'm
him look
getting yanked
pastier.
apart. You know.
Oh yeah.
The background actually makes him look pastier.
Well, see, I'm currently undercover as a Navy SEAL, in camouflage. So this is my best, way to kind of maneuver that, is to blend into this fucking background. Exactly.
He said, "No, Robbie, you're wild. What is your say?"
Oh god.
I know. Fucking 2 nut shots in one fucking show with Taco and then Robbie. I mean, this is ruthless. Speaking of brutality, to someone's nuts, I think it's going to be rough business for the Bears this week. So I say, Justin Fields, you sit him, okay? This team, the Chiefs are like going to be the aggressive dom top, and we're like the gimpy submissive with the dog collar on this week, and that's how it's going to go down. Okay?
Wow.
You know that infamous,
sounds like you're familiar.
SNL skit with like the Bears. You guys actually sucked during that.
We
skit.
suck ass. We're so shitty.
So can we all together, in celebration of how much the Bears suck, and while David is here, can together we get in classic SNL fashion? Bears.
And I have one more thing to add to the Bears thing.
Mm-hmm.
Velas Jones.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I'm like, wait. Has he? I think he's caught a catch this year. I think so.
He had a rush. Right. He had a rushing attempt in week 1. Yeah. He had a rushing attempt.
Must start, guys. Must start, okay?
Must start, Velas Jones.
Ghostbuster Oh, god damn, dude. That's a fucking cartoon, okay? Jesus Christ, man.
Only a few people. Okay, the chat will get it, but only me, you, and Taco that are in the chat right now. We're here with Velas Jones. Like, I don't think the Jeffs were here for the Velas Jones stuff.
Yeah, the Jeffs were not here for that. That is a old school Rumble. Like, you've been a subscriber for a long time if you get where that joke
Shout out to Raj. Raj was the one, I believe, who coined that, right? Raj
yes,
ITM.
Okay, I'm not going to give names. I will not give names, but I do know who one of the culprits was, and it was not one of the culprits was not Raj.
Bears are wasting QB talent.
Oh, really? There's another one? There was 2 killers?
One of the accounts was not Raj, and I know for
motherfucker.
Go ahead, David.
This is a team effort. This was a fucking.
It was a team effort.
It was a conspiracy, legitimately.
Group chat.
God damn you, motherfuckers! I'll tag you back, okay? You just wait. My flex. James Cook this week, I think, is a clutch flex up against the Dolphins' run defense. This guy's starting to find his identity, I think, out of the ground game for the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, I think, have found their featured back. This is the guy. This is the guy for the first time since what? Essentially, Shady was there. Remember, Shady had a couple good years with the Bills. This is that next guy. He's the next dude. He's a speedster. In fact, they play similar, I mean, with how quick and how shifty they are getting in and out of the breaks, how versatile they are in terms of catching passes out of the backfield. I believe James Cook will ball out this week, and to the level where I'll go. Yeah, I think I could go. I wouldn't be surprised. 150 yards from scrimmage this week.
Holy
ground.
Fuck.
Yes,
that's a lot of yards. A lot of yards.
Yeah, I feel comfortable saying that. Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait for Daron Payne to push
2 teddies too. 2 teddies.
Okay. My fantasy teams will like that, but no, this whole chat knows that I'm a James Cook stan, so that's good. Yo, Slap saying I've been here almost 4 years. Memories, so many memories, so pure. SC, start, sit, flex.
So as far as the start goes, I'm gonna go to the quarterback position. I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson. All right, Lamar has a complete control over this offense right now. I like the new offensive coordinator. I like what they're doing there. I know OB's not going to be there this week, but I think Lamar will make up for whatever he needs to be. If you watched last weekend's game, he was so cool, so calm, just relaxed. I think Lamar is going to have another great week. As far as sits, I'm on the Fields bandwagon as well. But also, I think better a week early than a week late. I'm going to sit Najee Harris. Okay. I don't like what's going on there in Pittsburgh in that running game the other night. I think the backup there has a lot more umph in his step, as they say. So I think he's got a good chance to take over the carries. I mean, we saw this weekend or the other night there was a shot of Najee talking to the coach when he got pulled. So I mean, that could very well happen again. So I'm going to sit Najee. And as for my flex, one of my favorite players in the league changed his number to 22 this year. Rashid Shaheed. Ooh. I love him.
I like that.
He is everywhere. And in that flex position, you're looking for a little bonus. Well, you know what the bonus is? He returns kicks too. So you know what? You may get a touchdown out of those kicks. And if you've seen what's going on in there, Carr is looking for him. He's trying to put him in position. I really like him this year. So and I really like him this week. Yeah, go Mike.
To reiterate your point, I talked about the Warren Harris situation on another podcast, and in my research, what's funny is if you would have told me that in up to week 2, Warren would only have 1 touch less than Harris, I would have thought you were crazy.
I was saying that from the beginning.
Hold up. I'm coming with the phantom tax real quick.
I begged that early.
All y'all gotta cash at me $1 every time your food looks better than some of the food that I got in my fucking house, yo.
By the way, that was a Krispy Kreme donut.
That was a yo. I could tell it was a Krispy Kreme. Yo, can you tell that I'm like I get high and I get the munchies like a motherfucking bro. I knew it was a Krispy Kreme.
Remember I told you I go scout class of 2030? Well, that scout of that kid that's playing 2030 football, he had a fundraiser, and Uncle Mikey bought some freaking Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yo, good job, Uncle Mike.
The second half of the show, you should eat another one just because it looked like it was just so sex, bro. It was sex.
Robbie, the wife's out of town. I might have the whole dozen.
Oh my God.
I'll drink to that, baby.
God.
Hey, you better spell it right, Aiden. That Krispy Kreme is with the K, dog.
Yeah. Crispy with the K.
Put 2 K's together and not add a third one.
And if you walk inside, they give you one for free. And if you walk inside, they give you one for free.
Only when the hot light's on, though.
Only when the hot light. Yo, hey. I got one right down the street, baby. Now I'm about to ride down there and then motherfucker after this show. Yeah. About to go get me some hot and ready donuts. Yeah.
I wish I had one in town.
Robbie goes crazy on the pin, then fees for food. Actually, I'm not a big pin person. Only if I'm traveling. Pin is really for like airports. I'm a joints person though. Like I won't even go into like here in Colorado. I won't even go into certain places. Like I know a lot of people out here. If they won't let me roll a joint and go inside, I'm not going. Like Robbie has to be able to smoke inside. Now I don't care what the rules are for everyone else. Robbie runs fucking Colorado Springs. I was smoking inside. Like Jeff, you've been with me, like where we were at a single barrel. Yo, they'll let me like right there. Like I could just, yeah. Wait, I love you, bro. Taco, give me your start, your sit, your flex. Then it's Jeff, and then it is halftime.
Taco, don't say Patrick Mahomes for your start, please.
Might say, fucking give me 12.
Because for some, diabetes is a goal, you know?
Fuck y'all. Come on.
I've been training all my life.
I forgot it's very legal over there. Yeah. So isn't it legal in Boston? Can't you smoke loud in Boston out in public? I could have sworn, Boston, yeah.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I'm getting to a point where like I'm starting to only think about the states who haven't legalized it yet, as opposed to the ones who have. Because
I'm just like, where can I not go now? Like,
everyone's starting to catch up. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Alabama.
You know? Yeah, the dirty South. Yeah, they're not fucking caught up with that shit.
I'm not going to North Dakota, all South Dakota.
That's why I got the fuck out of Mississippi.
You know, all our Kansas followers, we love y'all. We love y'all. Even though y'all be like, good day. Taco, go ahead.
All right. So first and foremost, Jeff, nice call on the Shaheed, baby. Make sure you check out that Shaheed blow up coming.
Aiden's yo, stop.
What, are you
admitting to
18?
gambling live on air? Stop admitting to the gambling live on air.
Yeah, seriously, Aiden.
Yeah, dude.
God
Jesus
damn it.
Christ. Gonna have to delete all these streams for him after this.
So my start is a guy that
He lied. He's 21, motherfucker. He's 21.
He's 21. Just kidding.
Go ahead,
Wink.
talk it.
So this guy's been the hot and not kind of guy so far to start the first 2 weeks, but going to week 3, I like his time on the field. I like his ability, and I like him as a focal point of the passing game. But give me Drake London as my start this week. I'm going back on him. I'm putting him out there. I think he's gonna have a solid week this week. Yes, sir. Give me Drake London. Now, who am I gonna bench this week? I'm gonna bench motherfucking Jahan Dotson. That's the motherfucker
Oh
I'm
my
benching.
god.
Because last
Why?
week, that
Why?
motherfucker.
Because he's a Giants
Yeah,
fan.
he had a
you
bad
know?
week.
That's why. Yeah.
But
A
overall-
fucking Giants fan.
But
you know?
but overall with Jahan Dotson, the one thing that we're noticing here is that Washington is spreading the ball around. They are hitting more of the open receiver. We've seen more Curtis Samuel work than we probably expected in the early ongoing. So far, we've seen Dotson get 5 for 40 and 3 for 22. In this matchup versus Buffalo, there's a chance it could be a shootout and he could possibly go off. But I need to see Dotson start to do it before I start putting him in my lineup. I've yet to see the consistency there that I'd like. I think most of the volume, is actually going to the guy that Robbie's talking about, Brian Robinson, who I feel super confident about playing. The way they're running that offense.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that in Airbnb offense. Everyone's gonna have week to week. Don't.
Well, I agree with you, but I feel confident in the role that Brian Robinson has in this offense going forward.
He's great.
That's probably the safest play. I'm not saying that Dotson's not going to have his weeks. I'm not saying I'm going to drop Dotson, but right now I kind of need to see some consistent Dotson production before I can put him back into my lineup and give me that Drake London over him. You know what I mean? Now my flex, I'm going to go deep. I'm going to pull something right out of the bowels. Okay. I'm going to give you a guy that's rostered in 5% of leagues at Yahoo.
Ooh,
Mike's already going crazy because, who the fuck is Taco talking about right now?
When it's
Who
Taco,
the
you
hell
never
could he
know.
possibly be talking about? And I'm going to tell you, Tank motherfucking Dell.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for someone to say it. I thought Mike was going to say it. Okay.
That's
okay.
my motherfucker.
That's not a hot take. That's not a hot
Not
take.
me. I'm a Nico fan. I'm not going to say Tank Dell.
I mean, while I do agree Nico has some fantastic upside, why can't it be and? I'm just not understanding it has to be or. We've seen multiple teams, especially when you have negative game scripts throughout your season, where you're playing catch up and you're trying to get your guys in a position to at least make the score not look terrible. These guys are going to be getting enough volume to basically justify playing them. That's to me one of the biggest upsides about these guys is in most cases I see them being down by more than 10 points, and you're probably going to run with 3 wide receiver sets. To Robbie's other point, Damian Pierce has been horrible.
Who's gonna wait? Who's gonna run with 3 wide receiver sets?
The Texans.
Go watch the film. Go watch the film.
I mean, when you
go watch the film. Go watch the film.
Hold on.
Don't just make an assumption because of fantasy numbers. You just did that.
Hold on.
No, he's got the all 22. Remember?
Can you let me finish here?
No, it's condensed. It's not all 22. It's condensed.
When you're down in games in the 3rd and 4th quarter,
that doesn't dictate automatically going to a 3 receiver set. That is not.
Doesn't automatically. You're right, but I'm saying you're going to get more of it. And
I'm saying don't do that. Like in a take, don't do that. Like you're selling false hope.
Why I'm rationalizing, in my opinion, why I think that this guy, and I think this is how it's going to play out.
But your opinion is not what they do. They actually run a lot of twins.
I got something else quick I want to say.
But let's face it, Tank Dell was on the field for 79% of the plays last week. It was
in what formation? In what formation? In what formation?
In what formation? I'm saying overall for the game. He played. He was on the field for 79%.
I digress. You're not going to understand the argument.
I got one quick thing I want to say, but I want Scout to go first in case he takes the player I want to bring up. So, Scout, go ahead. I don't want to take your guy on a quick take.
All right, for me, start. It's Kenneth Walker. They're playing the Panthers. Andy Dalton's in. I think they're going to go up early. I think Kenneth Walker's going to get a lot of goal line touches. I think they're going to run the shit out of that ball. Put in Kenneth Walker, lock it in. Flex is Calvin Ridley. They're playing the Texans. I think he will absolutely destroy that secondary. And if nobody's been keeping up, both of their starting corners are out this week. You're talking both starting corners. Calvin Ridley will go ahead and rip them apart. And I have for sit, I've got 2 because I'm split. It's Cortland Sutton and Jake Ferguson. Dallas is going to get up real quick on Arizona, and they're going to run out that ball. Ferguson probably may not get more than 3 points this week if you're lucky.
Can I I'm so sorry to do this. Can I correct myself because I misspoke with something? I'm going to say this really, really quick. I actually said that the flex was James Cook this week because he's playing the Dolphins. That was week 4. I'm so fucking tired. I read the wrong week with that. I'm going to change it to George Pickens up against the Raiders. I just wanted to correct that. Play George Pickens as your
I
flex,
even said that we're playing Washington. I was like, you're going to say that against Washington? I was like, I can't wait for Daron Payne to tear that ass up.
I misspoke. I did not realize because, of course, against that ferocious defensive line, don't play James Cook. Just don't play James Cook.
The quick thing that I want to say is it correlates to Robbie. I wasn't going to bring it up, but it correlates to Robbie's take because I was going to bring up Dameon Pierce as my sit. It correlates to Taco, even though I think Nico Collins is the dude. Because of the script, because I do think they're going to be behind whatever, another streaming option at quarterback is CJ frickin' Stroud, and he's going to finish as a top 15 quarterback this week.
Very possible.
I'm sorry, it's bunch that they'll line up in a lot. It is bunch. Then they'll go into twins. Then they'll spread out that bunch, and then they'll become a full out trips.
Yeah, they don't give the ball to Dalton Schultz, but whatever.
I'm not going there with the whole Dalton Schultz thing.
Since we're on Houston right before halftime, I got a quick question for the panel, and it actually has to do with Dalton Schultz. I know Dalton Schultz is their starting tight end, but in Dynasty with deep benches, is Brevin Jordan droppable now?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
No.
Hey, really quick.
I've seen that tape. Like that argument.
Hey, really quick to all the Kyle Pitts truthers, how's it feel to be in the OJ Howard Club all over again?
I will say
he was my other sit. I will say
Detroit is 3rd worst against tight ends. If he doesn't, if he does not go off, if he does not have an okay game this week, we're screwed. And I know Jeff is old. I know SC is the oldest one here. But you either need to type or stop writing like a goddamn doctor.
This motherfucker taking notes in the middle.
God. That's what school did you go to? That's freaking chicken scratch.
You wrote that on. Yo, you remember when you first learned how to write your name?
Hey, Robbie, that's worse. That's worse than Taco Sun's writing.
What?
Hey, we said
he actually has
my sit list. My sit list.
This one's just for you.
Jeff does have that face though, where like you put him in a lab coat, and I would 1000% believe he's a fucking doctor.
Is that not
exactly?
Like
not
he
Jess
could convince
Harris?
me to inject myself with like WD-40, and it would like save my fucking cold, and I believe it.
If Jeff walks into the room and he's like, "Hey, Robbie, it's time for your colonoscopy, sir," I'm like, "All right, doctor." I'd so believe it. Like I'd so believe it.
Robbie.
Just like I'm booking it for that appointment.
Pause.
Get the fuck out of there. You know?
Pause. That was a major pause moment. Jeff writes like Precious.
Oh Jesus!
The movie.
Right,
No, I got it right big enough.
Let's get into halftime.
And I promise, Robbie, I will have another Krispy Kreme on the other side.
On the other
Poor
side,
guy's
Mike's
being
having Krispy Kremes.
No.
We're drinking more brewskis. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what a fabulous life! What a wonderful life is a pirate's life to be.
Hey,
Cheers to me, cheers to you.
I'll do
You
one out of the
already know
bottle.
what it be. Let's go. What it do? Deadly Pirate Pro.
Fack.
1 second. Try to run outside. Like he.
Hop out in Miami when no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, or turn me up, you can't understand. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop CLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, don't want zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, girl, when you're not.
First street swinging, swerving. Man, this bad as gone as I'll ever be. My nigga Tevin told me keep on talking that shit to these niggas, it's scared of me. So I'm going track after track, put my town on my back, tryna prove I'm that nigga. Scratch that, only half black, but I'm so twice a nigga that these niggas could ever be. No one ahead of me. I'm Texas forever, my nigga, like 936, 247, 365. Pull up off the whip, rim still in drive. All my niggas back in Duggan, Tall Timbers, love that. 6th Street, shorty still down for me ever since I was a young nigga. Pushing hubcaps, yeah. I'm Texas forever. That's 281-330 800. Still tipping like it's still 2004. Young nigga from the north side, but I'm Houston repping. Still keeping so south side like I'm Lil Kiki back in 97. Boy, they treat me like a legend. That's north side shit, south side shit, yeah. West side nigga, east side bitch, man. Look, third coast Wody, everybody know me, yeah. All in a day, and when this come on, I bet all of them say I'm Texas forever, I'm Texas forever, my nigga. I'm Texas forever, I'm Texas forever, my nigga. No one do it better, tell me who doing it better, my nigga. Cause I'm Texas forever, I'm Texas forever, my nigga. 2nd Street banging, burning. Man, this bad as blood as I'll ever be. Young nigga cooking like Harden, might fuck up the recipe. Fuck you expect from me. Back from the H like I left some. These days, all I worry about is my girl and my check coming. Fuck nigga think that's a charity, give me some clarity. East side shorty, west side nigga, south side story, get the bigger picture, yeah. Back then, hoes didn't want me like Mike said, they wasn't fucking with you. Mixtape later, I can feel Toyota full of hella hoes tryna fuck a nigga, yeah. I'm Texas forever, I'm Texas forever, my nigga. Had to trade in the Chevy, the Lexus look better, my nigga. Casio gang, you can tell by my wrist and my necklace, my nigga. Just a kid from the H, they fuck with me heavy as precious, my nigga. That's north side shit, south side shit, yeah. West side nigga, east side bitch, man. Third coast Wody, everybody know me, yeah. I did it all in a day. When this come on, I bet all of them say I'm Texas forever, I'm Texas forever, my nigga. I'm Texas forever, I'm Texas forever, my nigga. Don't no one do it better, tell me who doing it better, my nigga. Cause we Texas forever, I'm Texas forever, my nigga. Casio gang, y'all my niggas forever, my nigga. Look, shout out to Soli, you my nigga forever, my nigga. Shout out to Boogie and Casey, y'all my niggas forever, my nigga. Shout out to Quaker, Devin, y'all my niggas, my nigga. Shout out 11301, y'all my niggas forever, my niggas. Shout out my mama, you my mama forever, my nigga. Shout out my niggas, y'all my niggas forever, my nigga. Yeah, I'm Texas forever. All these structures make me anxious. Look, I'm just tryna fuck you, not them hoes you came with. Pull up on 6 so loud and banging. Yeah, Texas forever, still twisting my fingers. Texas forever, you speaking my language. Look, all in the day, bout to fuck up a Wednesday. Out in the field, tryna score me a deal. Put my name by that X like I'm Kimbe. I do it off of my team, just a young nigga covered in green like I'm Dende. We ain't no fucking compadres, comprende. Clutch City, Crush City, whatever you call it. I stay with my friends, stay hands in, never hand out. Look, I had to go get it, my nigga. Everybody say I'm the man now. Wrist moving in and out the kitchen, my nigga might pull up on 6 in the whip, whipping it. I'm just a young nigga getting it. All I had was the pot I was pissing in. Now everybody want pieces, percentages. I'm just trying to get my niggas home. I did the work that these niggas want. All this money, cash, cars, clothes, hoes coming in fast, but I'm sipping slow. Cause it's Texas forever. You already know. It's Boy Down that nigga.
What's
Oh,
good?
look at
What's
that pup.
good?
That's
Dilly.
adorable.
Dilly.
Adorable.
Yeah, I'm dog sitting my roommate's dog. Go like want to let little motherfucker make an appearance on the stream. You dig what I'm saying? You know, not everybody gets to be a YouTube celebrity. I'm kidding. We just be bullshitting, honestly. Yo, chat, what is good? What is good, chat? Big ups to the chat.
Yeah.
Like, big ups to the chat. Like, this is one of the few where, like, we make sure, yo, this show is yours. Daniel Barry, what's good? He's saying, yo, happy Friday, everybody. What's happening? What's happening, big homie? What's happening? Yo, happy Friday to you too, man. What's up to the whole chat? Yo, if you in the chat, let me get a year from all the pirates. Mike with a fucking big ass on it, nigga. That shit looks fire. That shit looks so good. Did you heat it up? Did you put it in the microwave for like 8 seconds? You wrap it in? Yeah. Yo, 8 seconds, bro. That's all you need. Nine. Yeah, you gotta get that extra, you know. Yo, we love all the pirates up in the chat. Y'all are the realest. Yo, big ups to the realest, the most live, the most littest YouTube chat in the whole entire fantasy sports industry. Yo, you ever been in like a YouTube chat like while you're watching a game or so? Oh, he got the nutty baby. Oh, he's high as fuck.
It's like a walking pantry right now. It's insane.
But fucking like you ever be in like a YouTube chat and it's just like the chat talking to each other, like the hosts aren't talking to the chat. Like, no, we don't do that here. We're here with y'all. I'm actually working on planning my next IRL stream for you guys. Working on what that next event will be, how that's gonna look. Because I'm noticing that you guys really enjoy that shit.
Hopefully it's not in a car.
Subscribe to the Only Run for Robbie's sex tapes.
God damn.
No, that shit got nasty though. Like, hey, we're gonna get into.
You're gonna go further.
I go as far as a tip. Let's be.
Oh my god. You know, every time you say, you know, I have a habit of visualizing things, and this is the
That's
last
your
thing
problem.
I want to visualize. Okay, this is the last thing.
I'll never stream while driving. I won't do that. I won't do that.
Robbie's saying just a tip. You know,
Leaves. I didn't say he was driving in the car.
You're like, that's the worst when you got like whiskey dick. You're like, fuck. You're like sitting there, and you're like, just a tip, please.
Oh my god, you're wild.
Yo, bro, there's other baddies in that industry that I would go after. Bro. I only do that just to rub in that man's face.
Robbie knows why I'm laughing so hard about this.
Just to rub it in Adam's face is the only reason why I would do that. Like, I'd be like, yo, Black History Month, baby.
Robbie, remember they're 3 miles away from my work 2 weeks ago. Remember that?
You met him. I'm like, yo.
My buddy, my coworkers met them at a hamburger joint.
Hey, and that was after his wife got cut.
Yes, it was a week after.
For all of us to see. Now, look, I know this is a podcast, but let's get back on track. Let's get back on topic. Damn, that was wild. If I met them, if I met that, I'd be like, can I get next? I want to get into some more NFL hype.
Okay.
I want to take it out west. This show has been very Cali oriented, even though we just threw on some of Texas. We'll take it there in a minute. I want to get in around some hype. Is the hype around the Los Angeles Rams, Puka Nuka, and Kyron Williams warranted? Is it valid or not? And also, what does this team look like when Cooper Kupp comes back? Mike, you start.
I'll start off with
Puka
the running
Nacua.
back.
It's Puka Nacua. I'm sorry.
I'll start first with the running back situation. No, this is not real. And if you're in Dynasty and you're in a rebuild, go sell now like I did. And I got a first out of it. Not straight up, but I did get I traded him and a third and got a fourth and a first. So I'll do that any day in the rebuild. My only real asset in that league is CJ Stroud and Justin Jefferson. The rest of my team is Kenny Gainwell, Devin Singletary, and garbage. So I figured I needed to do it. I do not think that Kyron is going to be able to sustain what he's doing. I do think later in the year, Zach Evans is going to have a part in the offense. I'm not saying that he's going to be a large piece in the offense. He'll just be a part of the offense. When it comes to Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, I'm going to join them into one. I saw something that made me think really hard. And I was going to bring this up anyway, eventually with this group. And when you brought this on the show sheet, I knew this was the perfect time to bring up. With Puka Nacua having as many targets, and this actually works for David too, because David's not as much fantasy as real life. Yeah. So this plays into that. Mm-hmm. With Puka getting as many targets as he has, are the Rams proving that Cooper Kupp could partially be a system wide receiver?
I don't think that that's the case. I think that the system is kind of warranting itself to Nakua's or to Cooper Kupp's target market share to have to go to somewhere. And I think that it's more of that. I think that if Kupp was in any other offense, he's going to flourish. But I think that if this were to keep up for Puka, even when Kupp returns.
Let's say Kupp comes in week 6. Mm-hmm. Are we looking at a 50% depreciation of targets, or are we looking at like a 25% depreciation of the targets?
Of Nacua or
of Puka?
Yeah. That shit's dropping, bro. Like I don't care.
75.
No, that's way
no. I wouldn't say
I'm thinking more like 30 to 40 because Skoranic's not getting used. Van Jefferson can run 2 routes, and they are completely, absolutely avoiding the tight end at all possible reasons right now with Puka.
Which doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, because Higbee can do a lot of great things. So I think it's more like 20 to 30%. But at the same time, I think you also have to put in, are they going to, if let's say they're in a situation when Kupp comes back where they're sitting maybe 3rd in the division, they know they're not going to make the playoffs. Are they really going to push Kupp that hard and risk the next 2 to 3 years of him playing just so he can be the number 1 guy? I don't see that happening.
I like this take, and this take does provide some beautiful perspective with Kyron being Gurley. I can see that mirror image happening.
I actually brought that up last week, and I still believe it. Like they've shown that they can do it. It's an offense right now where Tutu is getting crazy targets. Everyone wants to go about Puka, but when you look at what Tutu's doing, he's low key actually producing very well and getting a good distribution. So
tight end 9 heading into the week. Sports Tutu.
Yeah, I mean, listen. My point is just this: like with Tutu and everyone there.
Taco, let David go first.
Let him just continue.
I'll let Taco finish first. It's fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Tutu with everyone there. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it just gives you enough targets that you can move it around where Puka and Kupp can still be top 20 guys. Both wide receiver 2s, and maybe one emerges as an alpha just because you don't want to kill Kupp, but I don't think Puka goes anywhere. I think he's all season.
Okay. I think Puka, there might be a slight downgrade to his level of production, but I think he'll still be wide receiver 2, and I think he could still be an 1,000-yard receiver in his first year. I've been thoroughly impressed with what he's done in the short yardage and intermediate game. This guy plays above his size. He's a gadget guy too, so you can do things with him out of the backfield. He's very flexible in that regard. He plays above his size. There's almost like a little bit of like little guy toughness, like a Wes Welker to him. Yeah, Steve Smith even too. Maybe not Steve Smith level where he's throwing dudes around like fucking ragdolls like Richard Sherman and stuff, but but he still is physical for his size, and I think honestly, I will still see him be productive, but it's Cooper Kupp's Cooper Kupp is wide receiver 1. And that's not changing anytime soon. As for is he a system wide receiver? 2021 winning the Triple Crown, that's a little bit in part predicated on system. So I don't think he's the number 1 best receiver in the league. But is he an elite wide receiver? Absolutely. He proved that last year without Matt Stafford. When Matt Stafford's elbow was injured, he was balling out still. It didn't matter Cooper Kupp is an elite receiver. He's not just a system guy. There's certain things that elevate his numbers because of the system, but he's not a system guy to where if you were to leave, he'd be a scrub. No.
Okay. The Jeffs, starting with Scout.
As far as this goes, I think Puka is, he's going to do really well with this team. He's going to be the wide receiver too. When Kupp comes back, if I'm a fantasy owner, I'm not really worried about what Puka is because, you're creating a triple threat. When Kyron came out, I was really high on Kyron coming out of Notre Dame.
Me too.
He got stuck behind Cam Akers. There's this weird Cam Akers situation. There was all these running backs at one point. It was weird. He's finally getting the opportunity. I think Kyron stays, but to me, what this really shows to me, and I think a lot of people need to start taking note of this, the NFL draft is becoming extremely deep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's extremely competitive.
Guys are more refined than they used to be,
And, Kyron may not be the guy next year because there's a lot of running backs coming out. There's a lot of wide receivers coming out. We are getting what you see in the 4th and 5th rounds. This is what we were getting in 2002, 2003, 2004 in the 2nd and 3rd rounds. We are getting high-end talent later on in the draft. I don't want to say it's a system thing. Yes, Sean McVay is one of the best offensive minds next to Kyle Shanahan in football. But they know how to use their players. I'm not really worried about when Kupp comes back, what's going to happen with Puka, because when Kupp comes back, Puka's broke records already as a rookie coming out, but people are still going to focus on Kupp.
Yeah.
That's going to leave Puka. And then you've got Kyron, who right now is doing a really good job. So if you're worried about Kupp, Puka, Kyron, and Higbee still exists, talking to you, Matt Stafford, Higbee still exists. You've got a really dangerous team.
Yes, the Rams are dangerous. Yeah.
In a division where 49ers should win it, but you've got a really dangerous team. And let's look at it. Let's talk about, going into next year. If they draft a quarterback in the 1st round, you've got Kupp, Higbee, Kyron, Puka for a while. And if they decide to move on and go, and let's say they get Ewers out of Texas, you've got an insane team to compete with the 49ers.
Yo, really quick. Kind of like the way it's funny that we're talking about this topic now, and it's like the new kind of setup, the new staff, because when it was just Ty Boogie and I, which big shout out to Ty Boogie, the man actually hit me up on Snapchat this morning. He was like, I need classic Rumboyz fantasy football advice. I'm 0-2. he's like, this is the first time I've been 0-2 forever. But on some classic shit, if it wasn't for that Rams-Chiefs game was actually the night that the Rumboyz Fantasy Network became birthed. Before we had a stream or we put out a single episode, it was that was one of the games. Well, that was one of the games that really made a lot of the business ideas form together. First it was Bears Washington, and then that game happened, and it was kind of y'all motherfuckers need to just do a show. So I like that this comment brought back a lot of nostalgia, and I just remembered that that motherfucker stat chat me this morning. Shout out to the big bro, little bro actually, because I'm 10 times older than you, motherfucker. But shout out to the little bro, Ty Boogie. I taught that kid everything that he knows, bro, from the streets to the streaming game to everything. That's my little homie for real. Now that man out there doing his thing out there in Chicago. Chicago. Fucking Jeff, SC.
Yeah, so I know we've heard a lot of this, so I'm going to kind of piggyback a little bit on what Mike said. To me, in a fantasy aspect, I'm selling both of these guys, okay? Whether is Puka, my concern is that the limitations that Puka has as a player, once Kupp comes back and Kupp takes his normal position, can Puka really
rear his head into being the two
and put him in a different place? And I'm not sure. And I think both of these guys right now, you can cash out. If you can get I think you can get a lot for both of them right now, and you should strike while the iron's hot. Just to maybe a little fantasy take us, because you guys covered the football take so well. But I would sell them both, because I don't have faith that once Kupp comes back, Puka's going to really have that solid position, and I think he could end up in the slot more.
I love that take, and I think that he could end up in the slot more. One of the things that I do want to bring up in regards to Puka Nacua, Puka Nacua. In regards to Puka Nacua, this is a football family. His older brother played for the Browns as a safety, and then now is doing some work in the XFL and USFL. Younger brother Samson still playing at BYU, doing his damn thing. Had a major catch last year. One of Puka's favorite plays. Played Pop Warner with Dana White's son. The kid has been around football his whole fucking life.
Yeah.
With that being said and stated, if I already have Puka rostered, I was already coming into the season with the intention that he was going to be a 3 to a 2 at best, should he have ever gotten any type of exposure. Because he has outperformed, I do suggest that fantasy football managers should begin the sale talks before it's announced that Cooper Kupp comes back, because Taco and I the other night, even Gator Taco and I, when we were all streaming together, when it was just the three of us, and what we said about we were live covering that Browns game when Chubb went down, and what we said about the possibility of Kareem Hunt, and there were people like, no, that's not going to happen. That's fucking stupid. Da, 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 da. And what happened? A lot of people went out. They blew their fab. They got Jerome Ford. You were happy for about 4 hours. And then fucking lunchtime, mountain time came. And guess what? You were shitting your fucking brick because you're like, oh, shit, Kareem Hunt's going to be here. Well, now Rumboyz Robbie is saying that he's just not going to – the signing's not going to matter for week 4. But week 5, Kareem Hunt's probably going to, take his rightful place in the system. Like I've been telling y'all motherfuckers. And a lot of y'all run around scared. So that you don't end up.
Yeah, Robbie. And on top of it, Jerome Ford is going against a Tennessee Titans defense,
who is very
week 3, who is 4th against the run. So you have Kareem Hunt not doing good in week 3, which is fine, but then in week 4, they're both screwed.
Exactly. Yeah. Week 4, they're both screwed. Week 5, Hunt really breaks out and takes his rightful place. So that you don't end up in that position. We're telling you right now what to do at Puka Nacua before Cooper Kupp gets back.
Yep.
We've been in this position before. We're not telling you this shit to make a hot take to put on TikTok and to be like, no, give me all of your views. I'm going to give you real fucking fantasy football advice because I'm here to help you win your fantasy football championship. Puka Nacua is probably the one that I'm willing to sell high on. Because running back is such a fucking wasteland, I am going to hang on to Kyren Williams. If I have both, which in a league I do, there's 2 leagues where I actually have both because I was already grabbing either one as a late round flyer. I'm rostering Kyren. I'm sticking with Kyren. Puka's the one that I'll trade. I'm going to get a piece that is going to be more consistent season long, that I don't have to worry about when the wide receiver 1 comes back, what that'll look like. That'll still get me their numbers. Why? Because some dumbass out there is going to be sitting back in my league and is going to be like, oh my gosh, I just got Puka Nacua and he's been doing this for 2 weeks. And then I'm going to have to just go on an 8-week fucking tear.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is monitor Kupp's injury. They were saying it might be a nerve thing. It didn't seem like it'd be just a 4-week thing. So you just want to keep an eye on it because, like Robbie's saying, you get 2 weeks or so before like, hey, he's starting to ramp up. He's going to be heading. All right, now that's the time for me to start dealing him because guess what? I'm going to maximize my Puka exposure while he has that.
You should have already been dealing Kupp. You should have already been dealing Kupp, especially in Dynasty.
Kupp has an injury.
I'm saying with Puka.
Yeah, I've said that plenty of times.
I'm saying with Puka, you don't want to deal him till like he's at least beginning the re-ramping up process.
Well,
I'm not dealing it before then.
I have like point something of Kupp exposure because I have him in 1 league, literally. And I think I auto drafted that, or he was an auto draft pick because I was in the middle of going to the store and I live next to the mountains. And the one spot that I was going to was next to the base where you lose reception. Jeff, you know what I'm talking about, Scout. Like, that's the one share that I have. In other words, if I was in my control, I would have never rostered Cooper Kupp. So, yes, you should have been monitoring his injury. We were monitoring it. We already knew what things were coming this season. We knew that he had miles.
Yeah.
Like, if you're selling Puka, I'm saying you monitor that. And once you see he's beginning to ramp up, that's when you really start to see. I'd rather keep him if he's going to be the number one target hog while Klopp is out for another 2 or 3 weeks. Rack up a couple more wins, and
the problem is that the dip is going to happen as soon as Kupp is back healthy, and at that point, it's going to every show. Some of our friends, some of our colleagues are going to go on their national televised fucking show, the show that we all have on our apps of leagues that we play in, because now that when you have a league, now all of a sudden you get a fucking show that's attached to the goddamn league, and you just click the video, and all of our fucking colleagues in this industry, motherfuckers that have been on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, once that happens, you know what their whole take is going to be? Oh, well, now you need to fuck that. Listen to Rumboyz and get ahead of it. Don't play that game of, oh, well, now, Kupp is back and he's healthy, so now the value is low. Oh, well, Kupp had an amazing game. Now I got to try it. Get yourself out of the fucking hole early and get something that's going to keep hitting. It's fucking simple math. It's quick maths. Man in big black jacket. No sweat.
Do you sell Puka high or do you sell Kupp right before he comes back?
You sell Puka high.
You don't sell Kupp?
You can.
I think you can do both. I think you can do both.
If you have Kupp right now, you should be amping up the fact that, hey, he's coming back. It's coming soon. Get Kupp before the Puka. I'm giving you a good deal. Your conversation between the two is same but different.
So I have Kupp in a league. I have Kupp in a league, and a guy told me that he wants to initiate talks, but he wants to wait and see. Once Kupp is ready to come back, I am looking to sell him in the sense of I don't know if Kupp is going to be Kupp. So if I can get value for him when he's about to come back, I'm willing to take it. If it's not going to work, then I will play it out.
When you cling on the S&P 500 too much, I literally have clients that do this.
Well, it's all predicated on what you reap in return for trading these guys, of course. But I will say this though, there's especially
if you're predicated on championships, you're moving them both, and you're exercising trade talks in the manners of which both of them might talk.
There's especially sensitivity to that dip that we're talking about in terms of the production level for Puka when Cooper Kupp comes back, in particular because of Kupp. Because remember, Kupp is a guy who is hyper targeted within that Rams offense more so than any other receiver in the league. They love funneling their offense to Cooper Kupp more than any other receiver in the league when he's healthy.
And that's why I bring up the fact of could it be a system, only because that's exactly what they're doing with Puka, and that's why I think some people are afraid that is part of the issue. Yes, Kupp is an extreme talent, but could that be part of the issue?
So to provide validation as to why that is a questionable thing, look at Washington before McVay left.
But
playoff contender, 3 wide receiver sets, everybody going big. Very, very similar to the 2018 Rams. Exact, actually mirror images, basically just very different personnel's names on the back of the jerseys.
And look what happened after McVay left.
And that's why I say that your take has credence.
Yeah,
but I'm not taking anything away from that.
No, I know you're not. I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's all.
Okay, and I think with this situation you have to. With this situation, I think that there is an opportunity for it to self-destruct. You should probably figure it the fuck out before it does. I would rather be ahead of the 8 ball in this situation and grab there's 31 fucking teams in the league, 160 serviceable wide receivers in fantasy football, about 64 serviceable running backs. If I'm hurting in a position, I'm using this leverage that I have right now through 3 weeks, 2 weeks on record, before it's too late.
That's exactly why I traded Kyron when I did, because the last thing I want is Kyron to do something dumb or then bring Zach Evans in and then my value for Kyron goes down the shithole.
But we're also super experienced, Mike. We play in multiple different formats. You and I don't just do the fantasy side of shit.
No.
We're very plugged in with the league. You and I have a lot of fucking connections. Like, we could go on our phones right now, pull up a DM, and like this, we'll message someone that's Twitter, that was Twitter verified before the Twitter allowed us to buy check marks.
Yeah,
and
I got a guy who knows the salary.
Yeah.
I know a guy that used to work in the salary cap department. That if I needed a question, I could ask him.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like we know guys, like we have these connections, so it's very different, and that's where the information that we put out kind of comes from. It's like we're close. We're super fucking close to the conversations. We're telling you what the fuck is going to happen. We're not just we're without telling you fully everything that we fucking can.
No.
There's no such thing as a fantasy expert, but there is a such thing as a reporter.
But going back to that one last thing real quick before
we get to the next topic.
Yeah. The reason why I don't consider Cooper Kupp so sensitive to this system is because, for one thing, he's thrived with multiple quarterbacks at this point within the Rams system.
I agree with you.
You
it
know,
was just a question posed.
Yeah. And then secondly, too, each of the last, 4 years, he's had 70% completion when throwing the ball to him or higher. Even oftentimes even over 75%. So he's always open. He's always creating the most of his opportunity. You know?
And that's what makes the debate so heated. And internally, the viewers at home, you are going to face this debate internally. Ask the questions or look at the stance that David has stated. But then simultaneously, while David has provided those answers and those rebuttals, go back, rewatch Mike's take as he poses that question, and then watch how everyone responds. Pay attention to the panel members' body languages throughout certain things. We're giving you fucking clues. We're giving you cues.
It's a legit debate, too. You know, it's a legit debate. You know?
I want to get into the next topic. I know that it's fall, and I promise, guys, I did not mean to make this show sheet as hot as I did. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it in a hot state, but this time we head into the South, the dirty South. Down here they be tipping on fofos, hippos. You already know
where we're going. I don't know.
We are talking about the Dallas Cowboys, the Lone Star State.
Oh my God!
The Dallas Cowboys lose their star cornerback Trayvon Diggs. How much does this impact the top-ranked fantasy defense in fantasy football? And also, how does this impact Cowboys fans' fantasy football hopes? This is not first take. We are not trying to make the show to make the algorithm go to Dallas Cowboys fans. But Dallas, you have a conversation piece, so we're going to entertain it. SC, you start. Oh, yeah, it's SC, yeah.
Damn it.
You see,
hey, but cheers with me, though.
Oh, I lost my earphone. Nice. So, guys, I don't think it's yes, he's a great player. But this defense, as we talked about earlier with the Defensive Player of the Year stuff, it runs through Micah Parsons.
It does.
Right? So, I mean, yes, Diggs is a special cornerback, but you don't necessarily have to have a special cornerback when you're behind Parsons. So I don't think it's a big deal. Could it make a difference in a Super Bowl or a championship game? Maybe, but week to week, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a big deal because this is a Micah Parsons ran defense.
Okay, I like that.
Scout, you're up.
To me, you know what? I actually think this is almost a win for Dallas. So last year, Trayvon Diggs allowed almost a 70% completion rating against him. His PFF grade was only 66. Trayvon Diggs is only good for interceptions. I mean, think about it. 70%. If he's going up against DeAndre Hopkins and he catches 7 balls, I guarantee you that's 100 yards. Donovan Wilson is going to be able to fill a really good spot over there at the safety position. They're fairly deep at corner, but you're talking about an interception-only corner. That's what Trayvon Diggs is. He ball hawks. He doesn't tackle very well. He doesn't cover very well. He doesn't have a ton of pass breakups. He's one of the last corners in the league when you talk about completion percentage over a certain amount of targets on him. I don't think this is a loss for Dallas. I actually think this is a win because I think Dallas can fit another cover corner or man corner in there, push the safeties down, allow that front seven to do what they're supposed to do, and not allow catches on the outside, which Diggs does on a consistent basis. Like, sure, like, okay, Diggs, 11 interceptions. Yeah, he also allowed like 24 touchdowns. I mean, you're talking about like a double negative.
Hardest position to play in the game.
You're talking about almost a double negative here. So if I'm Dallas, losing Trayvon Diggs to me doesn't matter. Trayvon Diggs is a great name, 8 interceptions a year. Oh, okay, great. You allowed 70% completion rating. That is very, very bad as a corner. And we knew that when he came out of Alabama. Everyone knew that. This guy is an interception guy. He's not going to break up passes. He's not going to tackle. And in man-to-man, he's going to get smoked. So if I'm Dallas, I'm not worried about it. You're talking about a big name down there in D. That's what it is. And you know what? It's Dallas. Everyone's got a big name in Dallas, right? It's America's team. Everyone's got a big name if you make a big play. All you did was lose a name. That's it. You might even be a better defense without Trayvon Diggs, to be completely honest with you.
Okay.
Taco.
Okay. Yep.
Taco, you're up, buddy.
I mean, let's look at what Dallas defense did week 1. They
speak directly in.
They broke the bank. Like, you know what I mean? They had 37 points in most leagues. For the season right now, they have 52, and they're by far and away more than anyone else. In their week 1, they've equaled what most teams have done. No team in 2 weeks has equaled what they've done in 1 week. What does that mean? Long term, do we really think that Dallas is going to maintain the number 1 defense? Maybe, maybe not. Does this do anything long term for Dallas defensively as far as me starting them? Probably not. Like, they're nice to start off with, but there's very rare defenses that I'm playing unless it's like a really deep league and there's a lot of defense taken that I don't tend to go with the matchups. I don't really believe in holding and going with a defense all the way unless it's a great defense with a great schedule. Like, I like the New Orleans defense long term because they have a couple of soft matchups. But with that being said, when you look at some of these other things, you bounce around and you kind of just find yourself gravitating towards wanting to play the matchups over just sticking with one team. So no, I don't think it does anything to Dallas. I think they're good for their matchups. They're good again this week versus Arizona, but eventually they're gonna have games versus the Eagles where I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna want to play them versus the Eagles. I don't give a fuck who they have at their cornerback.
Absolutely
I'm not playing them.
Washed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, and then David. Yes, and then what you said.
Yeah. I respectfully disagree with Jeff on this, just because, but with certain points. I mean, there were certain points he was right about. Trayvon Diggs certainly did have an off year last year. He allowed 11% more completion than he did the previous year, so it was 68% last year to 57% the previous year. A lot of his tendencies are actually, in my opinion, it feels like he has a tendency to get beat on the deep ball, But yeah. So it's a lot of big plays, but he'll create a lot of interceptions. Like we said, he's a ball hawk, and he's actually one of the better pass deflectors in the league. He was top 14 in the league last year with 15 pass deflections, and then the previous year,
outside of Michael Parsons, he's their best defender.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, depends on how you look at DeMarcus Lawrence, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Stephon Gilmore, as of now, he's been lights out this year. He's been lights out. Stephon Gilmore in particular. But Diggs, yeah, even the previous year too, he still had 21 pass deflections, which was second in the league. So he was actually on pace to having his best year of his career this year with 2 catches for 26 yards allowed throughout the first 2 games. He was grading very positively this year. So it is a very costly blow because he has so much athleticism. He is a ball hawk, but at the same time, I do believe not the Cowboys will be better, but they will be fine without him defensively, because they have so much depth on that defense, in particular in their secondary with guys like Donovan Wilson, but in particular with the corners with Stephon Gilmore and Deron Bland, who is a guy that we need to be talking more about. This is a guy who's also a ball hawk out there that can stifle opposing receivers in coverage. He's an up-and-coming star. It's going to get there. It's going to get there to where this guy's going to get some Pro Bowl nods, So I think they'll be fine with those two guys kind of backing him up.
And drop the mic.
All right, I will give David credit for one thing in this take. He's been talking up Bland since the beginning of the summer, so this is not just a Diggs being hurt take.
No.
Okay, I am in the middle of the Jeff.
I'll back that up.
I am in the middle of Jeff and of Scout and David here, but everything that I've pretty much believe or agree with has pretty much been said. So I am going to say two things. One, yes, it's going to hurt the Cowboys a little bit, but this defense is talented beyond belief enough where I do think – I'm not saying they're going to be a better defense like Scout is saying, but I don't think this is going to affect the defense as much. But, Robbie, will you cheers with me before I bring up the comment that I'm about to bring up?
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the wrong boys and girls want to do dilly dilly.
All right, I might be drunk, but I have one sentence to say. And you guys all know where I'm going with this.
You're drunk and I'm gambling, so let's go.
Bart Scott, shut the hell up.
Oh, amen. Amen.
Yes, Stephen A. likes to bag on the Cowboys. But Stephen A. would never bag on the Cowboys for an injury. And this just shows how inept you are.
Yeah.
So do you guys realize like we fuck with everybody, like all of our colleagues on the media side of this shit, right? The players, y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know that it's all love. Dilly dilly to the players, y'all. Hey, dilly dilly to the players.
Dilly dilly to everybody.
Amen to that.
Except Zach Wilson.
That's because you're a Jets fan.
Yeah, that's a true Jets. Yeah, that's a true Jets fan.
You notice he's wearing a Cardinals jersey today?
Well, I'm wearing the all black Kyler.
Kyler, yeah.
I had to go some different.
Jeff, I promise you. Hey, Kyler, I'm doing this just for you. Kyler, I'm doing this just for you. Hold on. Let me do it up really quick. Hang on. We gonna throw you on solo really quick. Look, hey, Kyler. Say what's up to the Rumboyz, Kyler Murray. We love you, bro. We're excited for you to come back and touch the field, man. Kyler, a Rumboy, obviously. That's why we did that. With that being said, we love all the players. We love all our homies in the media. But if y'all ever noticed, what's one personality that I've never ever shout out, or I've never brought up, and that is Bart. I think we did one segment where I buried him.
It was
like Bart.
It's when he made comments about the Jets.
Am I just being a little pessimistic pissant, or are a lot of the NFL analysts just so forgettable now? Like, there's just not a lot that I love, I like Louis Riddick.
There's a few. Like I found myself to grow appreciation more and more for certain people.
Well, it's sad when Dan Orlovsky is one of my favorites now.
I know, right? Seriously,
yeah.
Well,
it's crazy.
And Chris Sims, let's all look back. We all laugh at Chris Sims, but when Chris Sims has put out his quarterback rankings over the last 5 years, he's been pretty on point during the draft when he puts out quarterback rankings.
No. What I'll say is there's a reason why homie's never been brought up. Like, dog, you don't ride on a team for an injury. You don't ride on a guy for an injury.
No.
That's why I wrote the question. I posed the question.
I know.
In the manner that I did. I would love to interview you, Bart. I'd love to debate you. We can do it on my platform and my style. I'll clean up and I'll go to your platform. I'll go to your style. We can do it on my platform and I'll clean up and I'll still do it your style. The point is that you're gonna lose that debate. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, no, I'm keeping it real. At the end of the day, this NFL shit from the media standpoint, this fantasy football shit from the media standpoint, this Rumboy shit from the media standpoint, it's about the people. Yeah. And I'm not gonna discredit or like I love that Mike brought it up. I'm not gonna discredit or shit on a team or organization over an injury. Bro, I respect how you wanted to phrase your take, Bart, but let's hop on a mic. while it's hot, while it's live, and let the
And
people really.
And I'm not the largest Steve and Robbie. Me and you have talked about this.
We're not the largest Stephen A. Smith fans, but I respect his business.
But what I've brought that up off camera. But my whole point is for Bart to bring up Stephen A. in his take and say, Stephen A., you brought this up before. Cowboys are going to cowboy. Come on, dude. I mean, I know Stephen A. couldn't even get a
doesn't factor into the Cowboys cowboying.
I mean, I know Stephen A. couldn't even get a baseball across home plate, but don't throw him into your take.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen A., you did throw that joint like little hoe, man. I'm just saying. Like my daughter could pitch better than you, bro. I'm just throw that out there. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the next topic. Because I'm done roasting Bart Scott, even though that was enjoyable as hell. I'm trying to think. Y'all feel like we got the booze flowing pretty well?
Oh yeah,
you're
goddamn right.
I'm not. All I'm going to say is I'm going to say 3 words. I'm not producing.
Listen, as this.
Hey, hold up. That gives me the opportunity right here, right now. Rumtober is coming up, which means Halloween is around the corner. Staff, make sure you get your Halloween costumes for the live stream, for the Halloween live stream. Get your costumes. You are not allowed on stream if you do not have something, at least like a little something.
I will not be here at that show.
I'm the lone, sober, clear-minded sister over here, so I'm sorry.
With that being said, as we get ready to promote the hottest month in sports, period.
What is your take?
Rumtober.
Because I'm first.
Do you want to play a game, staff? Do you want to play a game? Can I get a hell yeah if you want to play? Can I get a raise in a glass if you want to play a game?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do some dumb shit.
Out of the remaining undefeated team.
Mike sounded like one of those blow horns right there.
I need to get a list. I need to get a list of undefeated teams. I don't know who's undefeated anymore.
List the undefeated teams.
There's a lot.
Who is contender?
Dad notes over here. Dad notes.
Who is contender?
Grandpa notes.
And who is pretender? All right. And then we'll wrap with our best bets of the week. Who's contender? Who's pretender? We have the Bucks, Eagles, undefeated. We have the Dallas Cowboys, undefeated. We have the Ravens, the Commanders, the Saints, the Falcons, the Dolphins.
Mike.
Yep,
all right. Here we go.
Who is your contender? Who is your pretender? You have to pick them now.
Contender and pretender, right?
Yep, and this is your take for the rest of the season.
I know. I'm just making sure that it was contender and pretender. I'm gonna go with my contender first, or pretender first. And at first, in the beginning of the season, I will preface by saying I thought they could have been a contender in their division, but they haven't shown me enough yet, and it's only because who they've gone against. My pretender is the New Orleans Saints and Derek Carr. Absolutely. Yeah. They played the Carolina Panthers, who are 0-2. Carolina has played 2 division opponents. They did not impress me whatsoever on Monday Night Football. And I did watch condensed film like Taco.
Crazy, bro.
Just to see,
crazy, bro.
And that did not make me want to be a fan. And as a contender, I am not saying that they are going to go 15-2 or anything like that. But the division winner, and I said this was the beginning of the season, so I'm going to stay with my topic. The division winner is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. And they're going to win that division. The Bengals are in real trouble.
I said that too.
And yes, you did. I was there. I give you credit for that, Taco. That's one thing I'll give you credit for.
That's the name of this episode. Taco gets his credit.
Because you can't give him credit for being on time 90% of the time.
Yo, what's fucked up? Hold on. What's fucked up is the goddamn shorts producer is in the chat. Shout out the Leafs, and you just fucked up his short. David, go.
Oh,
I
shit.
fucked up a short.
No, you didn't. Taco did because he's like, fucking
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
up.
So
Fuck
we're
up.
taking that credit back now, Taco. I'm sorry, buddy. No, I'm kidding.
Go ahead, David.
No. I think since you said the Saints, because I mean, you brought up very legitimate points. I think you pretty much stole the words out of my mouth. I'm gonna go with the same division with the Atlanta Falcons, but to a certain degree, because I could see this team winning the division. It's very possible, especially with that 1-2 punch in the backfield with Bijan Robinson and Tajier. It's fucking ferocious.
Hey, this motherfucker was on time to work tonight.
He's got receipts. He's got receipts. See, we pick on Taco too much, man. Taco,
No.
listen.
Dave, you haven't been around. He's been late 90% of the time since you've been gone.
Right on time, baby. I'm on taco time.
Taco, if you need Secret Service, I got you, buddy. I got you. Listen, I think the Falcons are to a certain degree. I mean, could they win 10 games? But, like, I don't see them being, like, when we're talking, like, a conference contender. Like, a division contender, yeah. They could win the division. Yeah, it's possible. I have the Panthers winning the division, but the Falcons were my number 2, and they could very much circumvent them when it's all said and done. I don't see them being a conference contender. I don't take this team seriously, and it's especially because Desmond Ridder is the most overrated 2-0 quarterback out there right now. This guy cannot throw downfield. The ground game is what is driving this team, not him. I cannot emphasize that enough. He's getting graded so badly that they're thinking that it's like a benching level grade. Like he may warrant getting benched, but in favor of Taylor Heineke as opposed to riding it out with Ridder. So the Falcons with that, even defensively, they've got some nice pieces in that secondary with AJ Terrell, who's blown out, and Jesse Bates, Caden Ellis in that linebacker core. Of course, Grady Jarrett is really nice, but there's just a lot of surrounding pieces that just don't add up to where I take this team seriously as a conference contender.
The hardest part about being professional on this show is working with the staff, because the staff is just as funny as the chat. Like behind the scenes, like there's so many things y'all do.
I saw that.
My Rumboyz Premium.
Who's your contender then?
Oh my contender. Oh yeah, forgot. Shit, sorry. Let's see. I mean, San Francisco 49ers. They're very much a Super Bowl contender. I think I might have to change my mind about. I didn't think they would win the Super Bowl this year. I thought they could maybe get a conference championship at best case scenario, But I think I'm going to have to change my tune. The way, CMC's playing like an MVP candidate. Even Deebo Samuel's playing special.
Who's your contender, nigga? Answer the question.
I just said the 49ers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you dingus.
But you started fucking backtracking. I'm like, bro, you should have done that at the beginning of the show when we
No,
talked
I'm
about
saying
the
when
Niners.
I initially didn't think of them as a Super Bowl contender, but now
Okay.
I now like weeks ago is what I'm saying,
Hey, really quick, I don't like this comment because AJ Terrell is like
Dude, yeah, he's fucking awesome. Jesse Bates is
AJ
there
Terrell,
for the Bengals.
Jesse Bates, Troy Anderson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Grady
let's
Jarrett.
go.
There you go.
Grady Jarrett is old. Taco.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little bit heartbroken here because Dave just took my contender in the 49ers.
Shit, sorry, dude.
But I don't want to like triple down.
Low hanging fruit. Low hanging
All
fruit.
right, so wait.
That's what I said. I don't want
Is
to
your
triple
contender?
down.
No. Say it with your fucking chest. Is your contender the 49ers?
Well, I think that they're just an obvious one. I don't want to double down, so I'm going to go back to the other person. I think the Ravens right now got something a little cooking.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
when you think about that offense, once they really start going, because they seem to have more weapons than ever. I mean, we're seeing guys like Duvernay just popping up, making over the shoulder catches. It just looks like they're content on like, we have a cast of guys, and we're just gonna let Lamar sling it to whoever he thinks is open and play free. And that's very dangerous, especially if Lamar gets some confidence throwing the ball going into the playoffs. I think the Ravens could be a very dangerous team in this AFC, especially with the AFC looking like a fucking mishmash, hodgepodge of fucking crap. But the biggest fraud, Bart Scott didn't do it right, because this is where you can say the Cowboys are going to cowboy and they're going to do something to really fuck up and not be a real-time contender. They're a pretender. I think that the Commanders might even have a shot to beat them, for all I fucking know when it comes down to it. I haven't seen them beat anyone of fucking substance. They beat the fucking New York teams. What does that mean? They scored 10 points between the two of them. Who the fuck is any good on those teams right now? Like, let's see that. And now they're playing Arizona. Well, you started with the biggest cupcake schedule I've ever seen in my life. So you know what? Beat someone of substance, and then I can really look at you. You scored 70 points versus who? The Giants, who fucking didn't do shit. All your defensive points came off of those bad Danny Dime fucking plays. I mean, come on. You give 10 points, but you fucking not playing anyone good. So at the end of the day, I fucking call them as the biggest pretenders.
I love that, and that's just fucking good. Mike, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
I might be drunk, but you're just butthurt because your team lost to the Giants. Your team lost to the Cowboys, and your team almost lost to the goddamn Arizona Cardinals.
I stand with Taco on this one.
Special.
I stand with Taco on this one.
Oh, I'm not saying that could be true.
No, Taco, I got this.
No, Robbie, I'm not saying that the Cowboys might not be a little weak. All I'm saying is Taco's upset that they lost 40-0 and then went down 20-0 to the team that is going to get Caleb goddamn Williams.
Sorry, Mike. Just because I was on my Dylon from the band spitting that hot fire, it was too much for you to handle, baby.
No, Mike,
you're causing me to drink, son of a bitch.
No, you are mad. You are mad that the motherfuckers suck. Like, you are mad the motherfuckers suck.
It is so amazing.
That being said and stated, they are pretenders.
They ain't playing nobody good yet.
You're a pretender. You're a contender. You're a pretender. You're a contender. Go.
So I'm gonna burn this feed to the ground.
Let's go.
My contender is actually Tampa.
Wow, that's bold.
Baker's playing very well.
He is.
Trey Palmer is showing out. So they've got 3 wide receivers. They've got a good tight end. They've got multiple running backs. That defense is still solid. That division is weak. I think they can win 1, maybe 2 playoff games. Baker is not doing a bad job. If none of you in the chat or who's watching this right now saw him play against Minnesota, Baker balled out against Minnesota. Is that a great team? No. But comparative to what we assume Baker Mayfield is as a quarterback, he showed he was far more than that in that Minnesota game.
Jeff, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
To Robbie's point at the beginning of the show, could they upset Philly?
Tampa? I think Tampa could upset Philly. My only concern in the Tampa-Philly game is offensive line versus defensive line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If Philly gets pressure on Baker, and we all know this, Baker does not do well with pressure in his face. If that offensive line can hold up and Baker gets 2.5 seconds in the pocket, maybe move around a little, there's not enough depth in that secondary to keep up with Evans, Godwin, and Palmer. And I think they can slash them through that run game. I really think they can. So I'm going with Tampa. And then, sorry, Robbie, my contender, the Commanders. I don't think there's enough depth I don't think there's enough depth in the offense for that team to make a legitimate run. And I'm still questionable on what Howell can do as the season progresses.
Oh, no, Howell sold me. I'm good on that part.
But remember, it's also about film. Teams are now getting film on Howell.
Yeah.
So now they're getting more and more film on Howell and what Howell does. What happens like weeks 12 to 16, that back end of the stretch. So for me, it'd be the Commanders.
We SC.
So I'm going to start with the pretender because I'm right with Jeff. I think that the Commanders are a pretender. All right, I'm sorry, Robbie. Don't fire me. All right, but I don't think they have it. I like the running game; it's not bad. But in that division, I think they're going to have too much trouble. So I'm going to call it a pretender. And you know what?
We knew earlier. That's why I chugged a beer. We knew.
All right, and I'm pretty fired up about my contender because not only do I think it's a contender, but 2 of my compadres said that they're a pretender. I'm going with the Saints, baby. Let's go. All right? The Saints are 2-0 in a weak-ass division. All right? They've got Olave. They've got Thomas. They've got Shaheed. They've got Kamara coming back. Okay? That defense led by Jordan Davis. Tyrone Matthew. You know what I mean? I think this team is really, really in a position to take that next step because the division sucks. So I think that. So I am really, really high on the Saints.
Okay.
Gentlemen's bet: Saints do not win the division.
Oh, I
Nobody
agree.
brought up the Miami Dolphins too.
Saints won't win the division, I don't believe.
The reason, give your take, and then I will.
Fairly obvious. It's fairly obvious.
Give your take, and then I will say something about the Dolphins if you don't.
I have nothing to say because I feel like what they've done is spoken for itself. So you don't need to say anything.
Okay, we're on it.
That's why I was like, no one said anything. I was like that. I said it because no one said anything because what they've done.
Well, the only reason I'm afraid of the Dolphins either way, and I hate to bring up bad things, but like it could turn on week 6, it can work on turn 8, or it could not turn at all, and they could win the division. I can't say either way because of the health of Tua, and it scares me because a guy at work asked me that same question who's a Dolphins fan, and I said, I love Tua. I have him in Dynasty all over the place now and in redraft, but one injury could be the detriment to the team or could be the okay to the team.
Well, I'm also concerned about.
Hold on, Robbie's taking.
Simmer down. Y'all gotta get ready for the next take. Y'all don't get no more takes. Sorry.
That's my bad.
My pretender
is Washington.
No.
Okay. I think I know where you might be going on this.
Gator's gonna hate me. My Rum Zone co-host is gonna hate me.
Yep,
y'all get ready on Sunday to send this man a beer. Cash out this man a beer because he's gonna need it after this take. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You don't like him at number. You don't like number 6.
I like everything that's happening there. I just feel like it's gonna implode eventually. I think that it's gonna eventually just.
Why?
It's Baker.
So do you think it's Baker or do you think it's a division? That's why I'm asking.
I just think that it's Baker.
Okay. That's fair. I'm just asking because it's a division.
I just don't. I don't. It would do nothing but warm my heart if I were wrong about this. Because I've called him Baker, big play maker so many times when he does make big plays. That team worries me. The defense is good enough to keep them hanging around.
It's great defense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's at a 70% completion percentage right now and almost 500 yards.
Oh, he's been great for the first 2 weeks, but the Bears.
I'm also taking stats with a fucking grain of salt too as well because we're through 2 weeks.
The one thing I will say, it's only 2 weeks. Yeah, Robbie's right.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
I love Baker this week. I wrote him up in an article. I love Baker this week, but with 2 weeks, you do have to take some of the stats with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
Exactly. As I simultaneously submitted Colorado to cover against Oregon on a bet right now. My contender is you already know, motherfucker.
Oh,
with the shits.
Oh God, I really wish I had producing rights right now. I'd mute your dumbass for being a homer.
Listen, no, I am going homer with this one. Why? Because it's Eric beating me.
Well, how far do you think they're going to go?
We'll get a wild card win.
Oh, he believes the Super Bowl's coming down the pike. He's running that fucking thing.
We'll get a wild card win. We'll get a wild card win and then get bounced.
Are you drinking the Kool-Aid? He's drinking the Kool-Aid. Are you second in the division or third in the division and get in as a wild card?
I think we're third and we get in as a wild card.
I accept that. I accept that because I said I think that could happen at the beginning of the year. The question for me is, are they hot enough at the end of the year that they get I'm in between you and the Jets. My question is, do they get hot enough at the end of the year to get a wild card round win? Is my
in any fashion that Washington has ever really done that would be in recent history. That would be as how we got there. So yes, gotcha. Yes.
Understood.
Robbie, do you think if there's a major injury to Robinson or Dotson that ruins your season?
Whoa, wow, what the fuck? Suck a dick. Fuck you. That's my response. Suck my dick.
Next topic.
Jeff said Bart Scott. Hold on a second.
Wow.
That escalated quickly. Jesus.
Give me a second before I read the next topic. Fucking
Well, now we know what his triggers are. Jesus Christ.
I guess we did. Yes, we found out. Yes. Well done.
Last and final topic. I want to make this super quick. Don't go into all the other extra BS.
Okay.
You can pick any sport. You're gonna fire off your pick. You're gonna pass the next person.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna go into much fucking explanation because it's gambling. And the second you do that, shit gets convoluted and it gets weird for the fucking viewer to understand. Your bet of the week. Go. Mike, bet of the week. Go. Rapid fire.
Me, bet of the week?
I got mine.
I'm going to be honest. You just said it out loud, and I don't think you realize it. What is your odds for Colorado?
Colorado covers 21. Yeah?
They cover the 21, but Oregon wins on the money line.
Boom. David, go.
Patrick Mahomes, 300 yards, bare minimum, 3 touchdowns, and Pacheco, if he's healthy, 1 touchdown on the ground, bare minimum, each of those. Yes. I know, it's going to be a shit show.
Taco, go.
Cowboys beating the Cardinals. Lock it in.
That's your bet of the week at 12.5?
That's
Bro,
so
I'm in
easy,
Survivor
dude.
football.
That's
Survivor
too easy.
fucking.
Wait, you have the
Come on.
Wait, you have the money line on the Cardinals? Are you taking the Cardinals? Are you taking the Cardinals?
No. I'm in
That's
Survivor
like-
football. I'm taking. Listen, I'm playing Survivor right now.
Shut the
That's
fuck
like
up.
IMG
All right,
versus Bishop
Jeff,
Sycamore, man.
Jeff,
Come
Jeff,
on.
Give the people something that does not chalk, bro. That was whack.
Christ.
That was the weakest shit I've ever. It's a fucking minus 700
All
for
right.
Dallas.
It's IMG versus
We
Bishop
said
Sycamore.
bet of the week, not your Survivor pool, you asshole. We didn't care about you. We care about him.
Scout, go.
All right,
Yeah,
for me,
you lost your turn, Taco.
I'm riding the new pirate train all the way. Washington State upsets Oregon State. They're -3 right now. Lay it down on Washington State.
I like that a lot.
I don't mind.
I love that.
SC, you're up.
Dolphins, baby, all day long, -6.5. Let's go.
Ooh,
Okay.
against a Broncos team that can keep it close. Hold on, Broncos can cover. Broncos can cover. Are you sure? You're locking that? Is that a lock?
Oh, no, dude. No, this is a blowout. Waddle was at practice. They don't have it. This is a big-time blowout this weekend.
Okay.
I'm taking Denver to cover. I'm taking Denver to cover.
I back FSC for one reason. Vic Fangio.
Taco, what?
Yep.
Redeem yourself.
I'm going with the Patriots beating the Jets money line and with the points negative
Fuck you.
2.5 straight up. It doesn't matter. The Jets are going to get their ass washed.
That didn't matter. You went from it's 0-14 and
It's a negative 2.5. I'm taking that.
Robbie,
-2.5.
send us out.
Yep. Yeah. Taco, as always, finds a way to fuck up the show.
Oh, that's so mean.
God
You're
damn
so
it.
mean.
You were doing good for 2 hours and 21 minutes of the show.
Patriots.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie. I love and appreciate all of you. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboys and girls want to do. Check all of these gentlemen out at their handles and at all their respective productions of which they run and operate. We love y'all. We outie. Peace.